So a little unsettled period right now for Stanford.
Hey, watch here. Jay, good work, Jay, again.
Everybody back for Stanford.
Code word Ajax. Great team in Amsterdam. Wagenfuhr's delivery has not been good. He's not been able to get it past the first defender on these corner kicks.
Curls it again. And right into the arms of Robbie Fulton. Levesque. Creighton will get it back. Approaching the 6-minute mark. If either Creighton or Stanford can pull off a goal, they will get a trip to the NCAA championship to take UCLA on. Thomas. Creighton trying to get it switched and can't. Julian Nash. Stanford throw. Tranchilla went down. Chad Marshall now for Stanford. Direct towards Levesque, headed away by Whelan. Fernandez can't control it. A bit casual there. Julian Nash now.
Nice fake.
Great turn from Nash. And they get it wide. They finally do. And they get it into some space here now. Creighton on the attack.
Matt Thomas still with some wheels there down the right side for Creighton. Seconds ticking away. Who do you like in penalty kicks, Glenn?
I'm waiting until we get there. Tranchilla!
Could have been the end right there. Had Tranchilla been able to maintain possession and get a shot off. Warming knows it.
Mike Tranchilla struck fear in the hearts of Stanford momentarily. Levesque now doing the same thing for Stanford, going the other way. Levesque still weaving and burning away from two. Avalanche drives it in near post. Melissa was there, cleared.
Clock will stop for this substitution.
Wellman gets back on. For Avalanche. And maybe to take penalties. And you wonder if Brett Simon's getting his better penalty takers on now. Of course, there's still time left in this, 3 minutes and 43 seconds. Long throw. Flicked on. Chance here. Save.
Guess who?
Geiger spanked it.
Joe Whelan again blocking the ball in front of Mike Gabb's net. There's 2 goal-saving plays now from Joe Whelan. Game-saving plays.
Donovan to take the corner. Marshall and Graham are in there. Gets it over. Headed away by Creighton. Tranchilla now. And a high kick. And a free kick to Creighton.
Police to call for the dangerous play. The high boot against Mike Tranchilla.
Geiger switches it. Brought down nicely. But back top of the box, cleared by Creighton.
Cleared by Joe Whelan. He's been indispensable for Creighton tonight.
He's played for 2 or 3 men. Brett Simon looking on to see if Stanford off the long throw could win this. Wilson gets it in the box. Chance here, Marshall. It's over. Stanford will go to the College Cup final. Chad Marshall has won it.
For Brett Simon, Chad Marshall. Chad Marshall, a goal and an assist in this game. As Stanford came from behind to win this in golden goal. Left-sided ball coming in, and really a mismatch at that back post. Chad Marshall's been dominant in the air the entire game. Mike Wilson crossing the ball, Chad Marshall finishing it. Todd Donovan had started to play, and Mike Gabb, a heartbreaker for Creighton. They held on as long as they could.
The emotion from the Stanford Cardinal bench. It will be an all Pac-10 final. Chad Marshall, the hero. A tough finish to the career of Mike Tranchilla. As Creighton, stung by an overtime golden goal by Chad Marshall. After a valiant run in the NCAA playoffs, there is the happy Marshall, the freshman. So UCLA get by Maryland, 2-1 in that one. Creighton and Stanford ends on the golden goal. Stanford will play UCLA an all Pac-10 final.
Wow, emotion, drama. We get to the golden goal stage, and goal line clearances by Creighton kept their hopes alive. They still were dangerous on some of their corner kicks, but Stanford and Chad Marshall, only a freshman, but dominant at 6'3", 185, providing that game winner here in overtime.
Well, you love the innocence from these college players. Here at the Ford Stadium, you see the tears, the emotion. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. And don't forget, be sure to join us tomorrow at 4:30 Eastern on ESPN2 for the NCAA Men's Soccer Championship game between UCLA and Stanford. For Ellen Weingarten, Ty Keogh, I'm Glenn Davis. Let's send it back now to the studio.
Semifinal day, Chaz Williams leads Georgia Southern in against Western Kentucky in 1AA playoffs. That is coming up in a matter of moments on the banks of Eagle Creek in beautiful Statesboro, Georgia, and also down in Lake Charles, Villanova against Mcneese State. Number 1, that is Scott Pendarvis, hoping to lead the Cowboys into the championship game. Glad to have you with us on a championship Saturday here on ESPN2. Reese Davis, along with Trev Alberts and Mark May, and we are in the semifinals, and you're going to be able to keep up with both games. We're going to regionalize coverage. Most of you will see Villanova and Mcneese State. We're going to get everybody started with Western Kentucky and Georgia Southern and keep everybody up to date on all of the games throughout the afternoon. Let's talk first about the ground attacks of the Hilltoppers and the Eagles, Trev.
Yeah, I think both of these teams can run the ball very well. I think if you look at Georgia Southern, here's a team, remember, this team lost its head coach and lost Adrian Peterson, probably one of the best running backs ever to play at Division I AA. All of a sudden, they lose 2 of their first 3 games, then they win 10 straight. And it's all about Chaz Williams at quarterback. 10 straight games, over 100 yards rushing. This team rushes for 400 yards. So if you're Jack Harbaugh, the head coach there at Western, you've got to play defense. They've got a couple of great linebackers. They've got a couple of guys, Charles Thompson and Sherrard Coates, 2 guys with 200 tackles between them. Great linebackers. They'll have to shut down that run game.
What about the other semi, Mark? Villanova and Mcneese State.
If we look at Villanova, it's all about their quarterback, and Brett Gordon. He broke his thumb last week, a bone in his thumb last week, and still played the entire game. Broke it in the first quarter, completed 26 of 30 passes and 2 touchdowns. If I'm Andy Talley, said, Coach, I go out there and wrap that thumb one more time for the game today to make sure he has an outstanding game today. But Rod Gully, the defender for Mcneese State, 9 interceptions, 2 of those returned for touchdowns. And for the Mcneese State Cowboys, they have 1 loss this season, 38-14. They lost to Nebraska. How about them Cowboys from Mcneese State, Trev?
Hey, they beat somebody there in Lincoln.
Gave them a scare for a little while.
They did.
They
played very well.
Game. You know what? The thing about Gordon, he's 64 yards short of a 4th 1,000-yard passing season. He said, I can take snaps left-handed if I have to.
Why not? Hey.
They're giving him a tough pill this time of year. You're going to be able to keep up with both games. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to get everybody started down in Statesboro at Paulson Stadium. The Hilltoppers and the Eagles, these two, they've had issues in the past, and the Hilltoppers had issues with Western Illinois last week, a little skirmish. Villanova and Mcneese State. Most of you will see that coming up in a matter of moments. We're going to start everybody in Statesboro in a few moments. 1AA semifinals coming your way here on ESPN2.
Craftsman has come up with another smart solution that simplifies projects and saves you time. The Craftsman Speedlock Drill and Driver System. This patented Speedlock Quick Connector is the heart of the system. It fits any drill and works with keyed or keyless chucks. The Speedlock's simple click-in, click-out action makes changing bits so easy you can do it with one hand without re-chucking. Speedlock lets you do even more with this combination drill driver. Drill a pilot hole and countersink. With a quick flip, drive in the screw straight and flush without changing bits or tools. Choosing the right tool can make any job go more smoothly. At just $29.99, the Craftsman Speedlock system is essential for anyone who owns a drill. And because it's from Sears, your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back.
Call now to order your 31-piece Craftsman Speedlock set for only $29.99 plus shipping. Call 1-800-917-9966.
Welcome you live to Allen E. Paulson Stadium in Statesboro, Georgia for this NCAA College Football 1AA semifinal game featuring the third-ranked Eagles of Georgia Southern and the 15th-ranked Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky. Hello, everyone. I'm Jerry Punch, along with Randy Wright. Mike Gleason will join us in just a moment from the field. Welcome to a very chilly Statesboro, Georgia. You know, Randy, on the one side of the field, you got a 1AA heavyweight Georgia Southern, a 6-time national champion. Across the field, you got the Cinderella story, Western Kentucky, that's never made it this far in the playoffs. Both teams had to win 2 games to get here, and both teams did it the same way, running the football.
Boy, 2 of the best in the country at running the football. Combined, these teams average over 650 yards a game. Georgia Southern, they do it with the triple option, led by their quarterback Chaz Williams and his 26 touchdowns. Western Kentucky, their go-to guy, their tailback, John Frazier, well over 1,200 yards and really playing his best football the last couple of weeks.
All right, take a look at Western Kentucky's head coach, 63-year-old Jack Harbaugh, his 14th year at the helm of the Hilltoppers, 7 consecutive winning seasons, 3rd time in a row in the playoffs. And across the field, 44-year-old Mike Seawalk, a first-year head coach for the Eagles after 5 years as their offensive coordinator. Set to kick it off for Georgia Southern is Scott Shelton, the senior out of Savannah, Georgia. And back to receive, it'll be Antonio Fields as it bounds out of the end zone. Take a look at the Hilltoppers field general. 5th-year senior transfer from Army quarterback Jason Michael leads the team with almost 2,000 yards of total offense. Their backs and receivers, 2 seniors in the backfield, all-conference running back John Frazier posted 7+ 100-yard rushing games this year. And, of course, there's the big 275-pound fullback Jeremy Johnson, the transfer from Indiana. Georgia State won the toss, by the way, deferred to the second half, thus giving Western Kentucky the opening possession here in this one. Inside handoff, big opening up front, almost to the 30-yard line. Gain of 9. Take a look at the Hilltoppers offensive line, one of the largest in 1AA, averaging 6'3", 301 pounds, led by 2-time All-American left guard Chris Price.
Freddie Pesqueda anchors a very active defensive front, leads his team in both sacks and tackles behind the line of scrimmage.
Gain of 9 on that opening play. Talked about the massive size of this Western Kentucky offensive front and a fairly small defensive front Has the option, big opening left side, near side, down to the 44-yard line comes Jason Michael. Take a look at the Eagle linebacker. Joe Scott leads the team in total tackles. Despite his size, he is tenacious in the middle of the field.
Strong safety David Young makes his 33rd consecutive start today, and he won't be shy when he comes up to put a hit on you.
Opening possession for Western Kentucky. 15th ranked team in the country taking on number 3, Georgia Southern. We mentioned the Hilltoppers have never made it to the semifinals in 1AA competition. Michael back to pass, will tuck it and be chased. Barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. Winston Hardison there to make the stop. And just a reminder, coming up momentarily, part of the country will be headed down to Lake Charles, Louisiana, where Mark Malone and Rod Gilmore will have the other semifinal game. Top-ranked Mcneese State taking on Villanova. Villanova, a surprise entry there, having beaten Furman and Fordham to make it to the semifinal. And now they have to go take on number 1 Mcneese State. That's coming up here in just a few minutes from Lake Charles, Louisiana. Inside handoff, gain of 4. As we check it on the sidelines with the third member of our broadcast team, Mike Gleason.
Well, Doc, before the game, Jack Harbaugh told his team basically just go out and make the best of an opportunity. He said he's 63 years old, never had a chance to play in a national championship game, even all those great years they had at Michigan. He said, you're 18, 19, 20 years old, make the most of it. And David Ellison, the defensive coordinator, basically told me what he told us yesterday, that when they're on the defensive side of the ball, they have to play assignment perfect football. Not just assignment football, but assignment perfect. I'll let you guys explain later.
All right, thank you very much, Mike. Opening possession. Western Kentucky moving the football wide open. The pass complete inside the 45-yard line. And that is Shannon Hayes, the junior wide receiver from McKenzie, Tennessee.
This Western Kentucky offense, it's about first downs, moving the chains, positive yardage. Short drop there by Michael. Sees his receiver, Shannon Hayes, right over the middle, wide open. Get him the ball early, let him turn up the field, move the sticks. Not negative plays. First downs, positive yards. That's what this offense is all about.
Moving the ball very effectively on an Eagle defense that's allowed only 58 points in 8 home games this year. And have not allowed a rushing touchdown since the end of October. Big fullback gets the handoff inside, Jeremy Johnson.
Willie Taggart, the offensive coordinator for Western Kentucky, said he has to be patient with the running game, especially in the first and second quarter. They may not have some success running the inside game early, but with Jeremy Johnson and his 275 pounds, that will wear on this Georgia Southern defensive front as the game wears on. So though he may not pick up big yards early, the benefits will come in the third and fourth quarter.
7th play of this drive, opening possession. Georgia Southern only allowing 136 yards rushing on the year. Again, the fake inside on the option. And Jason Michael will take it, and it is nailed by Joe Scott, the middle linebacker, making his second tackle of the afternoon. Take a look at Western Kentucky's season recap. They were co-champions of the Gateway Conference along with Western Illinois, who they beat last week in the quarterfinals. Division 1AA semifinal appearance, first time ever in the 1AA semifinals.
Here's Willie Taggart in the middle with his hands over his head, concentrating there, the offensive coordinator for Western Kentucky, and got quite a game plan today.
3rd and 3, and stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Great hit by Derek Butler, the left linebacker, the sophomore from Orangeburg, South Carolina, and he abruptly stops that Hilltopper drive.
Well, these linebackers are very active for Georgia Southern. They fly around between Derek Butler, Joe Scott, and Michael Ward. All three of them are active and quick. When they can make contact behind that line of scrimmage, you know the defensive line is winning that battle.
That'll bring out Brian Claiborne, the sophomore punter, and he will hit a low tumbler that'll hit at about the 12-yard line, bound down inside the 5 and roll dead at the 2. So the opening possession for Georgia Southern will begin at their own 2-yard line.
So Western Kentucky moved it a bit. They have some good field position now, pinning Georgia Southern deep. We're now going to take you out to Villanova and Mcneese State. That game just about to get underway, and we'll keep an eye on Western Kentucky and Georgia Southern for you, take you back there, and keep you up to date on all the action. Let's go now to Mark Malone, Rod Gilmore.
From Lake Charles, Louisiana, Cowboys Stadium, it's Division I AA semifinal between number 1 Mcneese State and number 12 Villanova. Hi everybody, Mark Malone along with Rod Gilmore. Glad you could join us. And what we have here is what a lot of people in the football community in college is clamoring for, and that is a national championship series. It's interesting because number 12 Villanova is really the underdog here, but they've got a shot because they've got a big-time offense. The question is their quarterback.
Yeah, they're Cinderella, but that slipper is starting to get kind of tight because their great player is really hurting today. And we're talking about Brett Gordon, their great quarterback, who may be the best player in Division I AA. He broke his thumb last week. It's a problem. He hasn't thrown the ball much this week. He has problems taking snaps. It hurt him so much he couldn't hold a fork last night, but he wants to play. He's the franchise guy, and it's the one shot Villanova has.
Andy Talley, the coach, 18th season at Villanova, rebuilt this program into a 1AA powerhouse. Their 6th postseason appearance. Villanova won the toss and defers, so Mcneese State will kick off. Noah Hoffman will do the duties. Trahan receives at about the 2. And down at about the 31-yard line. At quarterback for the Cowboys, sophomore Scott Pendarvis, 12-2 as a starter. He had a pretty rough outing last week, opening the game against Montana 0 for 10. He was replaced by the backup Ryan Corcoran, who led McNeese to 24 second-half points in the win. Otherwise, Rod, we'd be in Montana right now.
Yeah, as dominant as this team has been, they struggled last week. Corcoran came in, and he is the guy. You wonder, should he have been the guy to start today, considering what he did in the fourth quarter last week to get them to this ball game?
King the carry. With more on the Cowboys quarterback situation, let's check in with Stacy Bates.
Well, guys, the question on campus and in the community all week was who is going to start this game. Scott did have a rough beginning versus Montana, and he said, hey, I've turned the page on that game. I am ready to get the ball in my hands and lead this team. What will be interesting is if he struggles early, like he did versus Montana, how soon Corcoran will come in.
We'll keep an eye on that. They run the little trick play here to Martin on the reverse. Picks up about 4 yards. Curry on the tackle. And to a man, as we talked to the Cowboys, they backed Pendarvis. They really thought this kid has done the job throughout the season, and they're looking for him to rebound from last week, right?
Yeah, but I'm not buying it. I mean, you know how quarterbacks press if you don't do well, and it's players on teams when that happens, you want the guy who's hot in there to get you to the title game. They got one shot, and they want the best guy, and if Scott isn't getting it done early, they're going to look for the other guy.
Viator, the offensive coordinator, trying to do things to make him feel comfortable early in this football game. They run the dive play. Adams on the tackle. And that's going to be close to the first down marker. Looks like they might have a decision here on 4th and about a half a yard.
Well, this ought to be a no-brainer. You ought to kick the ball here, opening the ball game up like this, but they're going to go for it. I don't know how this gets your quarterback comfortable if you go 4 and you come out. It's a really risky thing here.
High formation quarterback sneak. Pendarvis pushes it forward for the first down. Young on the stop.
So here's my point, Mark. Now you got more pressure on your quarterback. You go for it on 4th down. You're saying you got to get something on this drive right now.
So they get a first down under their belt out to about the 42-yard line. We have a penalty flag. Jim Lanou is our referee today. His crew from the Big Sky.
Offside on the defense. 5-yard penalty, real set. It remains first down.
Here's the rest of the Mcneese offense. Victor King, the offensive player of the year in the Southland Conference, starts at halfback along with Luke Lawton. B.J. Sams, the big play wide receiver. Jermaine Martin holds the school record for receptions and yards. Jeff Hamilton, the tight end. On the offensive line, it's LeBlanc, Hudler, and Davis. They're all over 300 pounds. Sawyer Roden are both seniors. Play action. Overthrows Martin. As we take a look at the Villanova defense, up front it's Taylor, Tassay, Botts, and Jameel Butler. Combined, they have 18.5 sacks. At linebacker, Jamison Young adds another 10.5 sacks. Ventrone has been moved from the strong safety position to middle linebacker, along with Darnell Green. In the secondary, it's Curry and Morgan at the corners. Harrison and Johnson play the safety positions. 2nd and 5. Slot left. King. Maybe a yard.
For about a yard.
Butler on the stop.
Butler stops.
And that's going to bring up about a 3rd and 4, Rod.
Yeah, and this is another one you got to convert. You saw the last pass that Pendarvis threw. He was high. You know, pressing a little bit, a little pumped up. He wanted to play this game last week after he had the bad one. First ball, way high. Now he's got to be accurate. He's got to be patient.
Cannot call the quarterback sneak here with 3rd and 4. Sam's motions right. Sprint left, throwback. To Hamilton, who breaks the tackle and gets out near the first down marker. Young, 34, the linebacker on the stop.
Well, you know, you went for it once. You had a 4th and short. You went for it. You think you've got a big advantage. And make no mistake, Mcneese State does. They have a huge offensive line. 300 pounds, seniors on the right side, smaller Villanova front facing them.
You take a look at that Villanova front, and 255, 250, 235. Little counter pitch to King, stopped in the backfield. And that's going to turn it over on downs as Terrence Taylor makes the stop.
Yeah, you know, and maybe I'm just a little too conservative, but I think you don't want to put the other team in the playoff game at midfield on their first possession. They did it the first time on 4th down and got away with it. They got caught with it this time. And great penetration by Villanova. They knew it was going to be an outside run because you couldn't sneak it, and they got into the gap. Great job.
Nova takes over with their spread offense. Gordon with a fractured thumb. Sacked from behind at the 37-yard line. Kennebrew on the sack as we check in with restatements.
Mark, we saw Western Kentucky punt Georgia Southern deep. The Eagles fumbled it deep in their own end, and then John Frazier cashes in for the Hilltoppers, and Western Kentucky 8-0 this season when scoring first, and they're on top of the Eagles by a touch.
Thank you, Reese. Minus 11 yards on the sack. Bring up a 2nd and 21. White in motion. Inside handoff. We take a look at Gordon again. The Atlantic 10 Offensive Player of the Year. He's thrown for nearly 4,000 yards, 34 touchdowns, but the fractured thumb, there's a question whether or not the pain-killing injections will allow him to be effective today, right?
Well, yeah, he's a great player, you know, and he does everything for them. 68% completion percentage. They move him around. He is the guy, the emotional leader. If he can't stay in the ball game, I don't know how Villanova can win it because he really keys everything they do.
3rd and 17. Empty backfield. A wobbly pass over the middle, but caught.
Are you kidding me?
Wow, what a throw. Plus 20 yards on the game. Let's check in with Stacy Pates with more on the quarterback situation.
Quite a throw there for a guy who has a broken thumb. It's broken clean through, horizontally just below the thumbnail. And Rod, you mentioned earlier, the kid couldn't even hold a fork to eat his dinner. Head trainer Rob Williams said he injected the thumb with Marcaine, a long-acting painkiller, and they'll see if he needs more at halftime, and I'll keep you updated on that, guys.
All right, thank you, Stacy. He was going to wear a splint today. He decided this morning not to wear the splint. Down the sideline to the Giacomo, but it's overthrown. Here's the rest of the Wildcat offense. Butler to Giacomo are the backs. Shaz Brown and Brian White have combined for 128 catches and 1,600 yards. Matt Chilla adds another 45 catches at tight end. Up front, it's Roseman, Sachs, a redshirt freshman, Finn, Rogers, and McCarthy. High snap. That'll be an incomplete pass. It was going to be a shuffle pass or a shovel pass out of the shotgun to Mo Gibson, but the bobbled snap made that really kind of a botch play, and it ends up as an incomplete pass.
Yeah, and it's a good call by the officials to recognize that. The snap was bad initially. And you see the right hand, the right thumb. He tries to one-hand it. He's trying to protect that thumb, and he used just the left hand and then threw all the timing off. Look at that. See, only the left hand goes after it because of the broken right thumb.
And they're going to have to be creative to try to find ways to run. They want Gordon to be in the shotgun because of the thumb. He can't really take the snap under center very effectively. The audibles here, 4 wide receivers. White with a spectacular catch down the right hash mark to about the 23-yard line. Hadley Prince, the strong safety, on the coverage.
Well, and this is what he does to this team. When you see your quarterback with a broken thumb getting out there struggling, you got to have other guys step up. This is stepping up. Brian White, one-handed catch, beat the press coverage, and made the spectacular catch. And they're going to need that kind of effort from guys in order to get something done in this ballgame.
Henry Ridley, the lone back. Inside handoff for about 2. Here's the Mcneese defense starting up front. Jones and McNutt are considered to be the best defensive tackle tandem in 1AA football. Zeno and Kinnebrew are the ends. At linebacker, it's Royal and Garrison who are 1 and 2 in tackles on the team. And in the secondary, White and Smith play a lot of man-to-man coverage on the corners. Prince, the Conference Player of the Year, and the free safety Rod Gully leads the team with 9 interceptions, 1 short of tying the all-time school record.
Well, you talked about the corners and the press coverage. That is the one positive thing for Gordon as he looks out there. He knows he's going to have single coverage. So if he can get the ball in the area, he's got a chance of having receivers make a play.
Lobs the ball out to Deeser to the left sideline. Tremendous catch to about the 13-yard line. Let's check in with Reese Davis.
Mark, Georgia Southern answered Western Kentucky's touchdown using that option attack. Chaz Williams over 1,400 yards, 26 touchdowns this year, into the end zone again, and the Eagles have tied the Hilltoppers at 7.
8 plays, 37 yards on this drive. They took it over around midfield on downs. Gordon, the quarterback, playing with a fractured thumb, 3 of 5 for 42 yards on the drive. Trips right. Gordon deep to White. He can't hang on.
Oh, he made a spectacular effort, though. I mean, Rod Gully was all over him, and White laid out for that. It's just a corner route against the man coverage, and White does a nice job of breaking it towards the corner. And then Gordon gives him enough air under the ball to give a chance to make a play. Look at this. He's got a chance, and he almost had it. And Mark, I am so impressed with Gordon and the way he inspires other guys. You see White, that's the second time he's laid out to try and make a play. Everybody's trying to pick it up to help Gordon.
He is definitely a warrior. They tighten the formation. The first time we've seen Gordon under center. Hands it off to Butler, down to the 4. Terry Butler, 803 yards on the season. Picks up another 9 there. Out of Syracuse, New York. Got a little wiggle. I think he's a pretty good back.
Yeah, I think he is. You know, good sophomore, 185 pounds. And he's hurt by Gordon's injury because Gordon can't line up under center, so there are fewer running plays they can use for him. I mean, they're really hopeful of maybe finding another way to get him in the ball game, and maybe even having their backup quarterback, Casimiro, come in and run things around the red zone so that you can get the ball in the hands of Terry Butler.
Butler, I formation. Easter in the motion. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and see, this becomes the problem. I mean, when you run the shotgun so much, and then you get down here, and you've got a guy who really just doesn't know if he can take a snap, you got a problem with it. Now watch, here you coming in here. Watch the action in here. There's the hole. You think it's there. They fill it nicely. Nowhere for Butler to go.
That's Roderick Royal, who was in the hole there to make the stop. And what a great football player he is.
Yeah, he was a pretty good one. He was a Florida Gator.
He signed originally with the Gators, played for Steve Spurrier, didn't like it there, and transferred here to Mcneese, where he says he has a ball in this defense. As they take a measurement and say it's about 6 inches short.
Well, I know that we showed you a graphic earlier that said this drive was about a 37-yard drive when they got down to the 13, but remember that first play was a sack where they lost 11 yards, went back to their own 39-yard line. So they've really gone a long way on this drive, and this drive is the result of that 4th down decision to go for it by Mcneese State, and they didn't get it.
Big 20-yard catch by Chilla on that 3rd down. 5 minutes on the drive. 13 of 22 on 4th down conversions this year. Not sure if you want to risk a sneak, and he fumbles the exchange. You've got a fractured thumb. You call a sneak. I don't quite understand the call, Rob.
Thank you. That makes no sense. I mean, I think what happened, if you're Villanova, you're standing on the sidelines and you're looking, you go, hey, he's throwing it well. He's taking a couple snaps. Hey, what the heck? Let's do the sneak with him. They got a little bit too confident with how well Gordon's been playing in this ball game, and they went a bit too much. I mean, this is no surprise that he dropped the snap. All week long, he had trouble with the snap. This one, he didn't get it. And just because he got a couple of them marked doesn't mean he's going to get every one of them. You can't keep putting him on the center with the broken thumb.
And of course, Gordon said the doctors had told him that he could do nothing else to further injure the thumb. But believe it or not, they dropped the exchange forward, and it's good enough for a 1st down.
Cinderella lives. Sometimes luck is better than being good.
Well, Andy Talley's going to have a blister on his heel if he keeps trying those moves with that glass slipper.
Well, you know, part of it, too, and you're probably familiar with this. I mean, that thumb, it's mostly numb. I mean, his hand, he can't feel a lot of stuff there.
That's the fine line. How much painkiller do you give a guy so that he can still perform his job? As they go to 3 tight ends. White in motion. Bootleg. Nobody open. Great throw inside to Chilla. Touchdown, Villanova.
You know, this guy, he is so inspiring to his guys. I mean, Chilla works hard, he stays alive, and then makes a great catch. Everybody for Villanova right now picking up their game. Look, nobody's open, he's buying time, no pressure, and then Chilla laying out to make the catch.
13 plays, 50 yards on the drive. Gordon 4 of 7 for 45 yards. So Adam James lines up for the extra point.
James' kick is good. The score is Villanova 7.
So number 12, Villanova takes an early 7-0 lead with Brett Gordon. Inspirational play and touchdown to Matt Chilla.
Watch Monday Night Countdown, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN, delivered by UPS.
The Braun Synchro is the world's first shaver with a 4-way moving head, so it catches more hair in fewer strokes for a closer shave. Only it moves so fast, you can't see it, but you can hear it. And to keep it feeling like new every day, its automatic self-cleaning system thoroughly cleans the shaver and alcohol, leaving nothing to come between the shaver and your face. Braun, designed to make a difference.
America is cheering the Junction Boys. Behringer's performance is undeniably forceful.
That's how it's done.
His steeliest glare since Platoon.
I will not lose.
Vividly portrayed, a rarity, an emotional, raw-boned hunk of a movie.
You damn near killed Who's my friend? He ain't quitting.
ESPN scores.
We ain't never gonna quit working.
The Junction Boys. Tonight at 9 p.m. on ESPN.
It's a 3-act play. Beginning, middle, and end. Act 1. Introduce major characters. Act 2. Develop obstacles, subplots, conflict. Act 3. Resolution.
So Brett Gordon is not the tallest quarterback, but he knows how to roll out and buy time. This is how he got the touchdown. He bought time, and then he got a nice job by Matt Chilla laying out in the end zone, lifting his level of play. And this guy Gordon's had a tremendous week in terms of dealing with pain. It hasn't been easy. Remember, Mark, earlier in the week they tried to work with him with some Novocaine, and it didn't work in terms of finding the right measurement for getting him to throw the ball.
They went from the Novocaine, which is not as long a acting drug, to a Marcaine today. And again, as a quarterback, you're trying to take the edge off of that pain, but you still have to have some feeling for pressure on the ball to have any sort of accuracy and to hold on to the football.
I don't get it. I mean, to me, it's like trying to fly an airplane without a tail. You know, the tip of his thumb is broken. How do you control the ball?
Hoffman with a kick. Trahan from the 4. Brought down at the 25-yard line. So the Cowboys will take over from the 25-yard line. Scott Pendarvis, the sophomore, gets another shot. We're back after this.
Making a call? Don't get burned by a high rate. Get Minute Pass.
With Minute Pass, I know I get cheap rates because I buy my minutes up front. Just pick the size that's right for you, with rates as low as 6 cents a minute.
Home or away, Minute Pass has you covered.
And my minutes never expire.
When I need more minutes, I just recharge my Minute Pass and get bonus minutes every time.
Buy one today. Call, click, or visit your local Target.
Minute Pass, your pass to a great low rate.
Hey, I'm on my new phone. Of course it's Motorola. I own Motorola. I got a mega VIP, owner of Motorola. What?
Okay, we have a code 3 VIP. Food, penthouse, lobby, go, go, go.
Yeah.
You need anything, just let me know.
I got the room. I don't know what they are.
What do you want?
Eagle has landed.
How are you?
I'm pretty good.
Good. You know I've admired your work.
Which one? Wowie, zowie.
Mr. Chairman, I presume?
I'm Mike. I just got off the shuttle.
Ownership. It's for everybody. At Ameritrade. Everything you need to trade. From real-time streaming quotes to 24/7 client services. All for $10.99. Every online equity trade, no matter how many shares you buy. Join the thousands who switch to Ameritrade every month. Ameritrade. What's your share? Open an account today at Ameritrade.com and get 25 commission-free internet equity trades. And you could be trading the same day you apply.
ESPN2's presentation of the Division I AA semifinals. Brought to you by Minute Pass. Buy the minutes that never expire.
After getting off to a 17-0, falling behind 17-0 last week, Pendarvis now takes over. Hands the ball off inside to King, who picks up a first down out to about the 38-yard line. 13 yards on the carry. Green with the stop.
Well, there's Scott Pendarvis, and as you mentioned, he struggled last week and set out the fourth quarter as Ryan Corcoran came on and got the job done. And we talked to him yesterday, and he sounded a little bit apprehensive to me in the sense that he said, yeah, you know, pressing a little bit, but, you know, he's anxious to get out there. And he came out first drive and was not accurate with the ball.
I've played the position you don't want to press playing quarterback. The reverse to Sands. Out to about the 45. Curry on the stop.
Yeah, and I think Mcneese stayed on their first drive. Instead of getting Pendarvis comfortable, I think they put more pressure on him. I think going for it on fourth down twice put more pressure on him, saying, we have to score on our opening drive, and you got to perform on this opening drive. And what I think they need to do now is to get back to him. He likes the curl route. He told us he likes the curl route. You know, let him throw what he wants to throw and get him comfortable.
Toss to King. near midfield. Green with a stop. As much pressure is on Pendarvis. They've been led by a pretty good guy. They're 12-1. He's 12-2 as a starter. Southland Conference champs, 6-0. Their only loss to Nebraska.
Yeah, this is a dominant team. And this team was number 2 most of the year behind Montana. They became number 1 late in the season. They've just been dominant this season.
Inside to the tight end Hamilton for about 5 yards.
You know, Mark, when you talk about Division I AA, the teams that stand out, you know, Montana, Georgia Southern, Youngstown State, those are the 3 over the years that have been considered the cream of the crop. Mcneese has been right below that, and they think this is their year, their breakthrough year, and they've played like that all season long, only with the loss to Nebraska, and they want to get it done.
They knocked off the defending 1AA champion Montana last week. Draw to King. Hit immediately by Ventrone. Bring up a 3rd and 4 yards as we take a look at the last regular season poll in Division I AA.
Yeah.
Of course, Mcneese number 1, and look at Villanova at the bottom down there.
Villanova, and there's Montana. That was the big one for Mcneese State, beating Montana, because Montana was the defending champ. And they wanted to get them. They got them at home this year, knocked them off last week. A little bit of a letdown for this week, Mark?
Perhaps. Pendarvis rolls right and overthrows Lawton down the right sideline. And that'll bring out the punt team.
Now, let me ask you. You've been in that position before where you've been, you know, pressing. Do you want the coach to call something you like instead of rolling you out or something, what you want to do to get yourself going?
Well, I think what you do is you go to the coach, and I've been in these situations where you say, Coach, here are the plays I'm comfortable with. How can we call these plays and work these plays against this defense? And, of course, the offensive coordinator, Viator, said he was going to try to do that early in this football game.
Yeah.
Low snap. Cook, a high punt. It'll bounce through the end zone. Brett Gordon gets another shot. His Villanova Wildcats already lead 7-0.
It's week 15, and the Countdown crew will help simplify the playoff races.
I don't think this is rocket science.
We'll show you how Brad Johnson has mastered John Gruden's offense. And Jerry Jones will talk about the state of the Cowboys.
I want more.
More? How about the always controversial but multi-talented Terrell Owens? Plus John Madden and Mort with all the latest injuries. And coaches on the hot seat. Sunday NFL Countdown, 11 a.m. on ESPN.
My great-great-grandfather, D.G. Yingling, came to Pottsville in 1829 with aspirations of being in the beer industry. We've been around for almost 2 centuries, and there's been a few challenges. From the Civil War to Prohibition, then in the 50s and 60s, the big corporate breweries began to dominate the industry. It took a while, but people now appreciate the taste of a handcrafted beer. There is only one oldest, and we're proud of that.
Hey, Delaware Valley Hoops fans, don't miss your chance to see LeBron James, the nation's #1 high school basketball player, when his team takes on defending Public League champion Strawberry Mansion and Maurice Wright at the Palestra, December 22nd in the 4th annual Scholastic Play-by-Play Classic. Tickets available now at tickets.com or in person at the Palestra. Hurry, tickets won't last.
What's up? It's LeBron James. Come and see my team, St. Vincent St. Mary, December 22nd in Philadelphia. Can't wait to see you there.
Back in Lake Charles, Louisiana, Cowboy Stadium, #1 Mcneese State, already behind 7-0 with 3:49 remaining in the first. Thanks in large part to that man, Brett Gordon, the Atlantic 10 Offensive Player of the Year, playing today with a fractured thumb. Looking deep to Shaz Brown, incomplete. Let's check in with Stacey Pates.
Well, guys, observing Brett Gordon on the sidelines, he has been rubbing that thumb quite a bit, but I don't think it's any pain. The trainer tells me he's in no pain at all. The team is really rallying around him. He's definitely provided a lift. He's probably rubbing that thumb because of the numbness. You know how it is when you have numbness in your finger, Mark. You probably, especially, you've dealt with that as a quarterback. But he is in good shape. Trainer says he's not hurting at all.
Gordon set an A-10 record for the season with 166 completions, so even if he's off a little bit, he's still pretty good.
Yeah, he's not bad at all. He's wearing that glove is not because of the injury. He always wears a glove when he's quarterbacking.
Inside handoff to DiGiacomo for about 2 yards. Royal on the stop.
One of the things that we've seen Villanova do that I like is the maximum protection. I mean, they have really gone to 2 receiver routes. They get the press coverage outside, man-to-man, and they go, okay, fine. You're going to press our receivers one-on-one, and you're going to come after us. We'll keep everybody else in to protect the quarterback. And I think that's a smart plan. I mean, you've got a banged-up quarterback.
Mcneese has a lot of confidence in their 2 corners, White and Smith, to play bump and run. But again, I think Gordon has shown early on here he's capable of throwing with pretty good accuracy and down the field. Inside crossing route, misses and almost throws the interception to Roderick Royal. Let's check in with Reese Davis.
All right, Mark, and Mcneese State about to get another chance here. Western Kentucky and Georgia Southern are locked up at 7 down in Statesboro. We're going to give you a little peek at the Hilltoppers and the Eagles. It's been a competitive game, rushing-oriented attack, and we'll get you back to Villanova Mcneese in just a few moments.
B.J. Sams back to receive for Mcneese. James with a nice boot from the 30. Brought down at the 35-yard line. 47 yards on the punt, 5 yards on the return. Tonight, ESPN has the Heisman Trophy presentation presented by Wendy's. It could be the most wide-open race in Heisman history as Ken Dorsey and Willis McGahee of Miami, Carson Palmer of USC, Larry Johnson of Penn State, and Brad Banks of Iowa all have a shot at the most prestigious award in college football. For more information, you can log on to ESPN.com.
I have my thoughts about it. I bet you have yours, too.
And we'll talk about that in a little bit.
We'll talk about it a little later. Okay.
Darvis to King.
And Mark, with each possession that Mcneese doesn't get anything done, the pressure grows on Scott Pendarvis, and the other players around him start pressing a little bit, thinking, do we need to start looking at another quarterback? I don't think that's going to happen early. Tommy Tate is not going to look to make a change at quarterback in the first half, I don't believe.
No, but as you mentioned, you can't fall too far behind, especially with an explosive offense like Villanova's. King on the play. Up past the 45-yard line and enough for the first down.
Well, we talked about Mcneese State being dominant. Well, they're dominant to the right side of their offensive line. They've got 3 seniors over there and a senior tight end. Well, they're all about 280, 300 pounds. They get them out there. Nice blocking, huge hole. Vic King, all he has to do is run through it.
King injured on the play.
And they just got him back. You know, Vic King had a bruised shoulder and really hasn't played much in a couple of weeks in the playoffs. And then to see him come back and hurt what looked like his knee on that is really unfortunate. That will bring in Jacob Prim, number 22, who is the power running back of the 3 for Mcneese. On the toss right to about the 50-yard line. As they work on King on the sideline. Yeah, he's a stud, too. I mean, he's 205 pounds, 5'11", just built like a rock. Over 1,000 yards rushing this season, and really the cornerstone of this offense. I mean, they like to pound the ball because they have the big offensive line. The Southland Conference Offensive Player of the Year. He had 208 yards against Jacksonville State this season. And Darvis up inside. Close to a first down. Now this is the kind of thing that might get you kind of comfortable. Watch Pendarvis. Turns it upfield. He's not sliding. He's trying to get the extra couple yards there.
If you're pressing and you have some nerves, pretty good play to call right there.
Yeah, get a shot, you know.
Dinged a little bit. Yeah.
Hit somebody yourself.
That's right. It's enough for a first down. Jacob Prim now at tailback. For about 3 yards. Adams on the stop. Mcneese now has been in Villanova territory all 3 possessions and have yet to score a point.
Well, they've had trouble on their third down, particularly throwing the ball. 3rd, 4th, 3rd, and 5. They've been hot. They've been sailing high with the ball. I mean, if you didn't know any better, you'd think that Pendarvis was the one that had the thumb problem, the way he's been sailing the ball.
2nd and 8. Quick pass to Sands. Driven out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
And that was a good throw. That was a very nice throw. It was put in the perfect spot to allow Sams to keep stride and get up the field. You know, that's a tough throw. He did it well. I think that's the kind of thing that might get him going.
Little bubble screen, swing passes, the little hooks over the middle by the tight end Hamilton. We've seen those calls early on in this football game. Good job by Viator, the offensive coordinator. Prim. Brought down after a pickup of about 4 yards. Green and Curry on the stop.
Well, they may be getting the offense untracked here. This play could be the moment. Pendarvis getting it outside to James on the bubble screen, and I think the offense is getting untracked.
Can I take your order?
Give me 15 cheeseburgers.
Come on. Can I take your order?
Can I take your number?
Can I take your order?
You got any egg?
Can I take your order?
Man, I don't have any money.
All right, well, go. Man, watch out! Ignore them, they're chicken people.
Dublin, Ohio is a town divided between Wendy's Chicken Bacon Swiss.
Frank, a cheeseburger? Oh, what are you thinking?
And Wendy's Bacon Swiss Cheeseburger.
I don't see why you can't like both.
What are you eating there, Jimmy? Nothing. Each have hickory smoked bacon and Swiss, so you can't go wrong.
Chicken lover.
Wendy's, it's better here. And now phone home. E.T. Collectibles have landed in every Wendy's kids meal.
There's really been no easy way to remove a strip screw until now. It's the innovative Craftsman Screw-Out Damaged Screw Removers. Available only from Sears, it's the fast, easy way to remove damaged screws. Unlike ordinary screwdrivers or driver bits, the Craftsman Screw-Out Damaged Screw Removers are able to dig in, get that needed resistance, and twist the screw out. It's made of heavy-duty steel, and it can work with either a drill or a hand driver. So call now. Get 3 different sized bits and case for only $19.99. Or head over to Sears. With this tool, you can take on almost any screw. Phillips, slotted, Torx, hex, even works on rusted screws. Painted over screws, too. Yep, Craftsman makes anything possible. Craftsman Screw-Out Damaged Screw Removers. The easy way out. Call now and order yours for only $19.99.
To order your set of 3 Craftsman Screw-Out Damaged Screw Removers, have your credit card ready and call 1-800-486-0880.
Sunday, Sydney Bristow's next mission takes her into the heart of London. Just think of this spot as double oh yeah with a kick. A new Alias, ABC Sunday, 9/8 Central.
Beautiful day in Lake Charles, Louisiana. The Cowboy fans are starting to get excited as Mcneese State now is on a drive down to the 30-yard line.
Seems like they're starting to find a little rhythm to their offense and coming up with some key conversions when they need it.
Trahan in the backfield, Pendarvis, bootleg. Almost intercepted, intended for number 2, Jermaine Martin. Let's take you back to last week. A similar situation. Montana got off to a rough start. Mcneese got off to the rough start after Montana scored on this 39-yard touchdown run to make it 17-0. Then they went to Ryan Corcoran, the backup. A 35-yard touchdown pass to B.J. Sams made it 17-7. Another 17-yard TD pass to Sams made it 21-20. He led the Cowboys to 24 second-half points, and they went on to win 24-20. Pendarvis sacked and loses the football. Young was there, and it's a turnover. Villanova will take over.
You know, and it's amazing to watch this. Villanova keeps coming up with plays.
Welcome back to Lake Charles, Louisiana, where Villanova has jumped out to a 7-0 lead at the beginning of the second quarter. And that Wildcat defense has just created a turnover, the sack of Scott Pendarvis, the Mcneese State quarterback, by Jamison Young. And now Brett Gordon, the All-Atlantic 10 Offensive Player of the Year, takes over. Mo Gibson, the lone back. Fake reverse. Screen to Collins. Steps out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Garrison on the play after an 8-yard pickup.
A little trickeration there. A little flea flicker. Misdirection, trying to get guys going in the wrong direction. And Gordon, you know, to me, he looks pretty comfortable. You know, I mean, they're doing everything they normally do with him. They always roll him out. I mean, they say he's 5'10", but, you know, I'm looking down on him when I saw him yesterday, and I'm only 5'9". He's not 5'10".
Bunch formation. Butler on the sweep. Out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Hadley Prince, the Conference Player of the Year, on the play after 18 yards.
This is not supposed to be going on here. I mean, we're talking about a defense that was dominant in its conference and is very fast, big tackles inside, good speed on the outside, but they're able to get outside because of the man-to-man coverage, and they were able to shield off the inside pursuit, and that allowed Terry Butler to get outside.
I like the design and the calls of the plays, especially with John Paul Jones and B.J. McNutt, the two big defensive tackles for Mcneese inside. They're working the edges. Gordon to Butler, hit immediately.
Mark, no big deal. You got a broken thumb. Shoot it up, get out, and play a playoff game against a top team. You can't get under center. You take the shotgun snap. You throw the ball well. You don't worry about fumbles. You just keep playing right through it. Are you accurate? You bet. Other guys step up and make plays for you. You fumble around the goal line. Because your karma's good, you get the ball back and you throw a touchdown pass to your tight end. That's the kind of day his guy is having, and he's inspiring his entire team.
One of the reasons he's one of 3 finalists for the Walter Payton Award, which is the equivalent of the Heisman Trophy in 1AA football.
Well, if they haven't voted yet, he's going to pick up a few more today.
Gordon overthrows White on the crossing route.
Now, the one thing that has not changed for Mcneese State is that they will continue to bring pressure. They will continue to play man-to-man on the outside. And that's what they do. And their corners are very good at it. Here you see Lance Guidry, and he's an aggressive defensive coordinator. I mean, he was getting us fired up yesterday in the meeting.
He's a wild man. Former strong safety here at Mcneese. Third and 11. The Cowboys will be coming. Quick route to Shaz Brown, who drags one defender close to the first down marker. It's Chris White on the play.
You know, you always want to throw the blitz, your hot receiver, where the blitz comes from. Blitz comes from the right side. Watch where he looks, right side. He sees the pressure coming, he adapts to it. And the reason you do that is because that is the hardest place for the defense to cover, to make up for when they send the pressure from that side.
Villanova now 3 of 5 on third down. Threatening to make this a 2-touchdown football game. Gordon loses his grip. The ball is fumbled. Mcneese has recovered.
And he had a big play going there. He had a big play. He had Chaz Brown running a crossing route. The defender fell down, and he knew he had him out there, and he just lost the ball because of the bad hand. Now watch this. He probably gets a little bit excited, Mark. He sees he's got the crossing route. He sees Chaz Brown right now, and he just loses the ball. He can't feel it. Remember, he's got that thing shot up. He can't feel most of his hand, most of his thumb.
Zeno on the recovery for the Cowboys. And Ryan Corcoran now is in at quarterback for Mcneese. Takes it up top to Martin. Interception. And we have a flag on the play. Clarence Curry.
I think it was probably going to be a face mask call because it looked like Martin grabbed the face mask as he was making the tackle.
It looked like Corcoran had the bad thumb on that throw.
Yeah, really. I mean, that ball hung up there because Martin was open. I mean, he had a step on Clarence Curry, but the ball was underthrown. It's not windy. The wind didn't hold it up, but the ball was underthrown. Curry came back inside to make the play.
There was a change of possession on the play. At the end of the play, personal foul, grabbing the face mask on the original offensive team. The ball goes over on downs after a 15-yard penalty. First down.
Jermaine Flea Martin had a couple of steps on Clarence Curry. Had single coverage. He got outside of him, and you'll see he's going to be open. He has to slow up, and look at the Curry getting inside. Oh, and that was a wounded duck. Villanova, Cinderella, back in the driver's seat. We'll be back.
Y'all ready for this?
Make me like Mike.
Like Mike is a slam dunk on DVD. Now, make your move and own Like Mike. Lil Bow Wow.
I got dogs bigger than him, man.
Like Mike. Own it on DVD and video today.
Remington's new micro screen TCT with the only triple screen system that automatically adjusts for a closer shave with less irritation. Just imagine how it's gonna feel. Remington, what a great shave feels like.
Circle back to Cincinnati with those figures, you know. Where's Ted?
Oh, no. It's off? Okay, I'll be right there. Guys, I gotta go.
I think we can achieve substantial organ penetration in the Pacific Rim.
That's awful. Really sorry, but I have to go.
The new Boxster. It is, perhaps, the perfect getaway car.
Got a research assignment. 10 pages on a historical innovator.
Well, who'd you pick?
Gotta experience the man, the results of his work.
Who'd you pick?
See, the problem with your basic historical innovator is, well, most of them are historical.
Sam, who'd you pick?
Walt Disney?
Come share the excitement at our year-long celebration of Walt Disney's 100th birthday.
We need to experience Walt's fishing on Space Mountain.
Again?
Make plans at DisneyWorld.com.
It's research.
Last week, Ryan Corcoran was a hero. This week, on his first play, he throws an interception. And Villanova takes over at the 41-yard line. Gordon with the audible. Little toss outside to Mo Collins. And they're calling that incomplete. Ashiel Fairchild on the play.
We talk about Mcneese State and how surprising this game is so far because Mcneese has been so dominant. I mean, think about this, Mark. 10 of their 22 starters made all-conference first team. And that's how dominant they are. They had the #1 offensive player of the year, the #1 defensive player of the year, and 10 guys make all-conference. Today, 2 turnovers. One of them on down.
They've moved the ball well inside Villanova territory and haven't been able to do anything with it. Over the middle, intercepted by Fairchild. Down to the 10. Touchdown, Mcneese State. 45 yards on the interception return.
Gordon never saw him. I mean, accuracy is a problem. We talked about the thumb. That ball was high. We talked about trying to control the ball. He didn't control that one. That was high over the middle, and you get a pick 6 from Fairchild.
John Marino on for the extra point. And he puts it through to tie the football game at 7-all. Fairchild the hero, and all of a sudden, Brett Gordon, a finalist for the Walter Payton Award, looks a little mortal. Brett Gordon will try it again when we come back.
Come on, guys. This is our chance. Are you going to flank left?
All right, man. Let's take him out.
Copy that. I got your back. Here we go. Here we go. Reach, go.
I got 2 at 9 o'clock, 2 at 12.
Taking major fire. Where's it coming from?
It's an ambush, man.
Back up. No, I can't see anything. I'm here. I'm out, too. I'm down. Who are these guys?
Like shooting fish in a bucket.
SOCOM, U.S. Navy SEALs, now playing online. Rated M for mature.
He was a callow 15-year-old with a devilish lock of waxed blonde hair when he made his first basket on these courts. In the evenings, 1,000 or more townsfolk would watch him school the city boys from Indy in rec league games that paved his way to stardom. Now Mount is 54, remarkably lean and still blonde, still shooting more than 500 graceful jump shots a day, raining baskets that nobody sees.
The 2003 NCAA Women's Basketball Championship on ESPN and ESPN2.
The Bradys, the Huxtables, the Bundys, the Simpsons, the Osbournes. These families have earned their place in TV history. This January, one real-life family will join them. My Life is a Sitcom, an all-new reality series on ABC Family Channel. The competition begins January 20th.
ESPN2's presentation of the Division I AA semifinals. Brought to you by PlayStation 2.
With a chance to play for a national championship on the line, we have a tied ball game. Mo Gibson for Villanova out to the 24-yard line. Let's go back and take a look at that interception for Mcneese.
Yeah, we got a pick 6. Here's Fairchild. He's just lurking around. He's going to get a double cross coming across the middle, and if you're lurking around the middle and they're running a double cross, all you got to do is wait. He waits, and the ball is thrown high. Neither receiver appeared to be looking for the ball that quickly. Fairchild lurking around there, makes the pick 6, and Mcneese State is tied up now.
Where I come from, we call that robber coverage.
Yep, little robber.
Yep, sitting right inside, reading the quarterback.
Yep, that's what we called it too. Robber coverage. You rob the curl.
Gordon inside to Butler to the 29.
Don't you love this playoff football?
It's great. We said it at the top of the show. I mean, most of the football community in college clamors for a national championship, series, and you have it here at 1AA.
Well, the good thing about this thing is that you get Cinderella, a team that didn't expect to be in this far in the playoffs, a team that has been one and done whenever they get here. Now they've got their one shot. There's their chance, their opportunity, and they're playing the number 1 seed.
The only question was their trigger man, and Brett Gordon has been spectacular today. Inside to White, who takes it down to the 40-yard line. Let's check in with Stacy Pace.
I have an update on the starting tailback, Vic King. He has a strained knee. They took him into the locker room to place electrical stim on the knee, and it is strained for sure. They said they're going to do some more work on it, ice it, and tape it up and see if he's ready to come back in at the half. Now, Mcneese is not in trouble because they do have Prim and Trahan. They have depth at that position, and the offense won't be hurt too badly. Hopefully, Vic can come back for the Cowboy faithful.
All right, Stacy, the Southland Conference Offensive Player of the Year. Inside, some tough yards for Shaz Brown, tackled by Ryan Garrison, the linebacker.
Well, Gordon got lucky that time because the Cowboys showed press. They showed some pressure, and then they came out of it, and there were a lot of big linebackers hanging around the middle, looking up Chaz Brown when he came across the middle there. He's lucky. Gordon is lucky his receiver was able to get up and not take a big hit.
I think the Cowboy defensive coordinators realize at this point that they're going to run a lot of crossing routes inside, and the coverages now are changing.
Well, against the crossing routes, you want your linebackers to knock off the receivers as they come across the middle. You don't want them to run across the field.
Gordon calls the timeout as there was some confusion in the Villanova offense. They'll talk it over. Tied 7-all with Mcneese.
Now back to the Capital One All-America mascot pageant.
Our talented mascots perform a musical tribute.
Hey, Duck, crank it up, will you?
Don't miss Capital One Bowl Week on ESPN.
He turned boys
Well, that's how it's done.
into players. He turned players into champions. Tom Berenger as Paul Bear Bryant, the Junction Boys. Tonight at 9 p.m. on ESPN.
You've got places to go, people to see. When you need to keep your car on the road, visit the one local website dedicated to cars and car care, PhillyCarGuide.com. This online site covers everything, from accessories like audio systems, tires, and the latest information on security, to maintenance issues like oil changes, brake service, and tune-ups. Shift into high gear and speed along to car know-how with PhillyCarGuide.com. All about cars.
Brought to you locally by Sussman Automotive.
Upgrading to a new HD TV? Connect with Comcast Digital Cable. Comcast makes it easy to enjoy some of the best high-def premium and local broadcast programs available, with up to 1080i resolution and sound formats including Dolby 5.1. And once Comcast installs HD TV equipment, there's no equipment to buy or replace. So when you're ready for the wider format and perfect picture of HD TV, Comcast is ready for you. HD TV with Comcast Digital Cable.
Mcneese State tied with Villanova 7-all. We talked to them last night. They said, listen, you beat Montana already. Are you overlooking Villanova? They're 12th in the country. Nope, we're not overlooking them all. I'll tell you what, they better not be overlooking them because they've got a game on their hands.
If they were overlooking them, they got a wake-up call early. And you have to, though, think about when you play Montana, and they were the defending champ, and you pointed towards them all season long, that has got to get a lot of your attention and focus and make you pretty emotional for that ball game, which they had last week.
Gordon, 1 touchdown and 1 interception on the day. To Butler, inside handoff. Butler carries. They're going to say his knees down, short of the first down marker, so it's going to bring up 3rd and short.
You know, Mark, we talked about the positive side of a playoff, how exciting it is to have, Cinderella against the big, bad #1 team. Well, the downside for Villanova, this is their 15th game of the season. This is their longest season since 1896 when they played 14 games.
We've seen a lot of spread offense from Villanova. Now they're going to the 2 tight set for a 3rd and 1. Last time Gordon was under center, he fumbled the exchange. Toss to Butler. Slips a tackle out to the 46-yard line before Royal brings him down. 5 yards on the carry, 1st down Villanova.
And that was a great run. That was a fantastic run because of the pursuit from Mcneese State was great. They came with great speed, and you'll see Roderick Royal, a great fast linebacker, number 52, run this thing down from the inside, and you get a great cut here. That great cut found the seam, got him up the field to get the 1st down. And that was all done by Butler at the end to pick up the 1st down.
Patient running. Butler 6 carries for 38 yards on the day so far. Gordon, right side to Deeser, to the 35-yard line. Hadley Prince on the tackle after an 11-yard pickup.
And I think that's about as far as Gordon can throw it today. All week long, they tried to get him ready, threw the ball on Wednesday, and the farthest he could throw it was 20 yards. Well, he's taken the juice. They shot him up today, and this one is about 20 yards. That's about his limit. As a defensive back, you ought to be thinking jumping the short routes, jumping the intermediate routes, daring Gordon to throw the ball deep.
The most accurate passer in school history. He needed only 64 yards today passing to go over the 4,000-yard mark for the season. First quarterback ever to do that in Villanova history. Play action to Chilla. Down to the 3-yard line.
What a great route. And they get a couple receivers to that side. They put too much stress on one area of the field. They get it to the tight end. And you can't see where he comes from on that angle, but he comes from left to right across the field. Gets away from his linebacker. The play action pass made the linebacker step up, and that left Chilla all alone. There you'll see him come across the middle. There he is, right across the middle behind Royal, number 52. Nobody looked him up.
They changed the launch point for Gordon. They changed where they threw the football on the field after a couple of near interceptions over the middle. Butler, sweep left, flag on the play as Butler makes it into the end zone.
Yeah, I think B.J. McNutt feels like he got horse-collared there inside. He was thinking he was going to get some pressure, and he got held.
There's B.J. McNutt, a 4-year starter, a defensive tackle for the Cowboys.
Holding. Penalties assessed from the previous spot. Oh, repeat, first down.
All you got to do is find right there, 79. There's B.J. McNutt. Watch what happens to him. This is not professional wrestling, but it comes close to it. This is just takedown.
I don't think that's a holding call.
Oh, I don't like that one, huh?
Just a big 300-pounder that's leaning too far forward. All you have to do is just push him to the ground.
He's already going that way. Push him, huh? Hey, these officials are from the Big Sky Conference, right? So they don't have any interest.
That might be the first holding call they've called in a couple of weeks. Makes it first and goal now from the 15-yard line.
You know, you always leave yourself open for the holding call when you get that other arm around the numbers. I mean, if you look around like you're hooked around the shoulder, they're always going to flag you for it.
But I thought in that situation, I mean, he started to go, just put his hand on his back and pushed him to the ground.
Yeah, but it was the left hand, the front hand that they couldn't see that looked like he was tackling him.
The penalty was incorrectly assessed. The ball was snapped from the 4-yard line. A 10-yard penalty would place the ball at the 14. So we have placed the ball at the 14-yard line. It'll be first down.
Andy Talley, Johnny on the spot, picking up another couple of yards for his offense.
I'll tell you one thing, good job out of Villanova controlling the tempo of the game. I mean, they're out there on the field an awful lot. Ball control offense by passing the ball.
Gordon, as you mentioned, passing 4 for 4 on this drive for 61 yards. After throwing an interception earlier. White in motion. Deep. To Shaz Brown. Touchdown Wildcats.
And that is just a great job of beating single coverage. I mean, Shaz Brown got off the line of scrimmage, got outside, got down the field. Gordon saw it right away. Touchdown.
Mcneese likes to play the 8-man front. They put the corners out on the island. They said they feel comfortable with that, but Chris White didn't have enough to stop Brown.
Well, you know, they kept the safety in the middle, but the safety was there to help the linebacker. He's not going to help the corner out there.
A 14-yard touchdown play brings Adam James on for the extra point. And that's good. And Villanova now has jumped back out to a touchdown lead over number 1 Mcneese State.
But when you get in the red zone with Villanova, you expect them to run a lot of crossing routes and pick routes.
Lance Guidry, the defensive coordinator, who is a wild man on the sideline and a former strong safety here, chewing his folks out as Chaz Brown takes a breather after catching in the 14-yard touchdown pass.
Brett Gordon has been on fire, and he's reading things perfectly. Here you see the free safety Gully. He's going to be looking to help inside on the pick routes. Here's your single coverage. He gets outside, and it's going to be a touchdown. Chaz Brown beats it off the line of scrimmage. White doesn't get a hand on him. I mean, that is great quickness. When you are in press coverage, you got to get a hand on the receiver, but that time Brown didn't even let him touch him.
Yeah, kind of lunged at him. Brown slipped him, and a beautifully, accurately thrown ball.
Yeah. It's a track meet. If you can't touch that receiver in press coverage, he's going to run a track meet on you.
Gordon 5 for 5, 75 yards and a touchdown on that drive.
You know, you got the safety sitting in the middle, but he's not going to help you on that route.
Hoffman on the kick. Martin at the goal line. Dragged down at the 15-yard line. If you're just joining us here in Lake Charles, Louisiana, it's number 12 Villanova against number 1 Mcneese State. Mark Malone, Rod Gilmore, and Stacy Pates here with the call. And so far, we've had a really good football game.
This is like March Madness.
It is.
You know, we got a number 12 ranked team, a low seed, out-gaining number 1 in yardage, and ahead 14-7.
And the backup, Ryan Corcoran, now in at quarterback. Hands off to Trahan up to the 21-yard line. Trahan gave them a little spark last week against Montana.
Well, the surprising thing to me is that the Villanova defense has not given up anything. You've got that big offensive line from Mcneese, particularly up front with Jason Davis, number 51, their center. You know, all-conference guy, 330 pounds. He can be dominant. And they've moved the ball up and down the field, Bart, but they haven't gotten points.
Trahan on the toss. Slips inside to about the 29-yard line. Ventrone, the converted strong safety to middle linebacker, makes the play.
Third down 2.
Third and a long 2 yards. To Trahan again. Breaks one tackle, spins out past the 30-yard line. First down, Cowboys.
And you see the official pat the ground that the ball was down. First down was picked up. When you have a great offensive line, you can afford to have a stable of running backs. This is the third one, Marcus Trahan. He slices his way up there. Vic King has been out since, oh boy, almost a full quarter now with the knee injury. But Marcus Trahan has stepped in, as he's done all season long, with over 5 yards per carry.
Coaches say he's got the best speed of all the tailbacks, and Corcoran throws the ball high over the head of Britt Broadhead. Morgan on the coverage.
Well, if you are wondering about it, the accuracy shouldn't be a problem. It's not a strong wind, but he's just off here. Ryan Corcoran just misses him. He's just high. And
that's a quarterback overthrowing the football right there.
And we saw Pendarvis do that in the first quarter as well. Both these guys, I don't know if they're too pumped up, but they both have been high on their throws.
Second and 10. Reverse. To Sams down the left sideline to about the 44-yard line. Gary Johnson, the free safety, finally knocks him out of bounds.
Isaiah Harrison is still trying to figure out where in the world B.J. Sams went. And watch Sams on this little trickeration. He'll come back around, and Harrison has him dead to right. Harrison, I got you. I stayed at home. Oops, where'd you go? Where'd you go? He got inside and back outside. B.J. Sams can do that to you because he's a very talented ball player.
Flag on the play. And the Cowboys are walking back.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. It remains first down. First and 15.
Mark, you saw that flea flicker with B.J. Sams. He is so explosive. They've got to get the ball to him a little bit more. I mean, they've got Martin on the other side, but this guy is the downtown threat for them.
He sparked the comeback last week against Montana, had a season-high 7 catches for 147 yards and 2 touchdowns. Here it's Trahan. Banging it out to about the 45-yard line. Young on the stop.
Yeah, he ran right into him. And Jamison Young can step up and get things done. You know, he had a double, kind of a double-double earlier this season where he had a sack and a pick in a ball game, and you get a hat trick if you get a sack, you get a pick, and you get a fumble recovery. He didn't quite get the hat trick, but he got the double.
Well, that'll bring up 2nd and 11. Mcneese only 26 yards passing on the day with 6:20 left in the first half. Corcoran. Again, the floater overthrows Trahan. It's not a lateral. They rule it an incomplete pass, and the Cowboys dodge a bullet there.
Oh, he had it set up. He had it set up. I mean, Marcus Trahan was going to go for a long ways here, but Krikorian just doesn't have the magic today that he had last week. He didn't throw that ball, Mark.
That's what you call pulling the string right there if you play quarterback. Just pulled the string, trying to guide it in there. We saw him earlier overthrow the ball, trying to put too much on it, too quick a release. There he pulls the string, and now 0 for 3 in an interception. That'll hurt your rating. Mcneese only 1 for 5 on 3rd downs today. There's a nice shot just over the middle to Sams. Good enough for a first down.
And that's the kind of play that can get you going. A deep square in. Let your quarterback step back in the pocket and let Sams just run down and across the middle and hit him on the numbers in stride. That will help you. And you talk about this Mcneese State passing offense. They need to get this guy going. He's only 170 pounds or so, but he's very fast. He's had hamstring injury, but he's helped that team. Their passing offense, Mark, 78th in Division I AA. That's not real good.
The option to Trahan, stopped in the backfield by Darrell Adams.
You know, part of the reason Mcneese State only averages 170 yards passing a game is because they run the ball so well. And when they have to throw it, they throw it. And they're sort of like, Miami. Miami can beat you deep and do what they want, but they've got Willis McGahee. They can run the ball all the time, and Mcneese State is sort of similar with their offense.
Head coach Tommy Tate said they wanted to come in here and pound, and then go up top with the play action. They're just a little late getting to it. Fake draw. Corcoran. A duck intended for Broadhead, which will bring up a 3rd and 12.
3rd down 12.
Well, they've struggled in the 3rd down situations, 3rd and long. Remember, first quarter, 4th down, twice they went for it. Short yardage. They made it once. They missed it once. That led to a turnover, essentially. And this ball that he throws here, he talked about pulling the string before. What do you call this thing?
That's a guy that's not comfortable throwing when he's moving to his left.
It looked like that slipped out. I mean, that had nothing on it.
Villanova fakes the blitz and comes with pressure. Deep to Martin. Incomplete. Curry had the coverage.
He had the coverage, but Martin had him beat. He's got no safety to worry about. If you get the ball inside, give him a chance to make a play. He's got to drift to the sideline. It's out of bounds. But he had Curry beat. If he gives him a chance to make a play, Mark, he can make that catch.
Earlier, Pendarvis had Martin on the post deep and underthrew it.
Well, they've missed them. They've had their shots deep, and they've missed them.
Deeser back deep for Villanova. Cook drives it to the 11. And Deeser is brought down at about the 16-yard line by Jovan Burns. The quarterback situation is a little shaky for Mcneese. They trail by a touchdown.
Nice ball. I gotta get a cordless headset.
Funny how
how the holidays turn even the most serious business people into kids again. Consider Office Depot your toy store, because our people know exactly what business people want for the holidays, and we offer a wide variety of gifts at great prices. Office Depot. What you need to know.
Golf Saturday? Can't. It's my weekend with the kids.
Way cool. Way to my heart. Talk this way. Think of another way. Way to go. One way, two way, ways to get it done. My way. For the highway. Do you know the way? See the world in a beautiful way and see the Milky Way. By the way, I can do all this with Gateway, a better way. I swim the 200. I study sociology. I grind out laps. I cram for tests. I race nationals. I take finals. And when I finish, I'll be ready to start. There are 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and we're all training to perform in whatever we go on to do.
Well, one of the great things about being the #1 seed in the playoffs is having home field advantage. But when you're not playing well, the crowd doesn't help you much.
No, it hasn't helped them so far today. But remember, they're just one play away from being back in this ballgame, being tied up. Offense has been lackluster from Mcneese State. Quarterback issues. They've missed the deep ball. And then Brett Gordon has been the man.
Playing again with a fractured thumb. White in motion. Mo Collins with a handoff to the 20. Let's check in with Stacey Pates.
Well, I am with a very proud father. This is Drew Gordon. He's the father of Brett Gordon. Now, everything that people talked about in the past week is the broken thumb. Did you ever have any thoughts in your mind that he would not play today? Because he did have to have injections just to ease the pain.
Yeah, not at all. After talking to the doctor last week, they thought that he would be ready. There was a way they could get him to play without risking further injury to his hand, and I'm very confident the doctor. He operated on his knee, operated on his shoulder, so I had total confidence in him. I think Brett did too.
Has he shared with you the pain that he's been in?
Yeah, I was out with him last Saturday night, and he said the worst part about the pain was that he couldn't enjoy last week's win. You know, he said, so that was his shame about it.
Now, he's a third-generation Villanova quarterback. You played. His grandfather played. How special is that for your family to have him now playing quarterback?
Well, and this year it's been very special because it's coming to an end. And just watching him play like that has been great. And I don't think he thought that way when he came in here, but I think one of the interesting things he said to me is that he's received a lot of emails from people that play with his grandfather, people he doesn't know, from all over the country, you know, and which he said he's enjoyed that.
I know you couldn't see this, but we just showed a picture of you from your playing days at Villanova. Honestly, I don't think you've changed very much. What do you think about when you see pictures of yourself from back in those times? Do you see
hair
your son?
was longer, but that was okay back then.
And do you see your son in your? Do you see your
a little
son?
bit, sure. Yeah. His mannerisms are the same. People have told me, so I see a lot of them.
Well, thank you so much. Hey, enjoy the rest of the game.
Okay, thanks very much.
2nd and 11. Gordon overthrows Deeser. You can see something about that jawline. There's a commitment. You can tell what it's all about when it comes to the Gordon family.
His dad's a gamer. I like what Dad said after last week's game when they said, we got to take him to the doctor and see what it's all like. Look at the thumb. He said, don't take him to the doctor. Let him play. He'll be all right. Let's suit him up.
Well, as we mentioned coming in, he only needed, Brett, 64 yards to become the first 4,000-yard passer in a single season in Villanova's school history. He's accomplished that today. 12 of 21 for 139 yards. Now the crowd makes it difficult on Gordon. Flush throws a beautiful floater down the sideline to White, excuse me.
It looks like it, Steve.
And how did he hang on to that? I mean, we talk about guys stepping up. You saw some great catches in the first half by White, Shaz Brown, and then White tiptoes along the sideline, and watch the hit he takes. And this is just not supposed to happen. You're not supposed to make this catch, hang on to the ball when you get this hit. Bang.
First and 10.
And we're not talking about a big guy. Yeah, they say 190. He's not 190 pounds, but He does have that New Jersey heritage.
When your quarterback's as tough as Gordon is, you're expected to be tough as well. White in motion, crossing routes again, ball tipped and intercepted. Tyree Broden stops the Villanova drive. Mcneese will take over on the 26-yard line.
Well, they had a turnover last time, a pick six that gave them their points. Similar play. This ball over the middle gets tipped. They get some heat on the quarterback, and that's what they want to do. Get the hands up because you're looking at a 5'8", 5'9" quarterback trying to stand in the pocket and throw the ball. He just hits it right off of the helmet of John Jones. Yeah, right off the helmet. I mean, that's why you see guys, the upper level, say we need a big, tall quarterback so he can throw down the middle. It's also why you move your quarterback out.
Corcoran inside the Prim. He bangs it for about 6 yards.
This is the best setup Mcneese State has had the entire first half. A short field. The defense gave them 7 points earlier. They get the turnover here. Something to energize them.
Inside of the fullback, Luke Lawton. That gets him down to about the 17-yard line. Mike Tassay makes the tackle.
First down and about
2. Welcome to Lake Charles, Louisiana. It's number 12 Villanova and number 1 Mcneese State. The Cowboys driving here, trailing by a touchdown. 3rd and 2. Prim, the toss. Tough yards, close to a first down.
I didn't think he got there. I think they got a 4th down coming up. And remember, first quarter they went for it twice. Once, they didn't get it. And it cost them. Villanova came back, went down the field and scored. Now they've got a 4th down here. It looks like about a half yard.
Tommy Tate, not a happy man. We've talked about how big and physical that offensive line is against the very small front seven of Villanova, and when you've got to pick up a couple of tough yards, you got to be able to knock people off the ball.
Yeah, and the reason they're not knocking them off the ball, Villanova is moving. They're using the quickness to their advantage. They are making these big guys try to find them, so they're knifing in, they're using pressure, and it's hard to hit something you can't catch.
Absolutely. Here's a great example of it right here, Ron.
Yeah, you see them slanting the defensive line, and then the linebackers attacking the line of scrimmage. They know the running game is coming. They're using their quickness to get to the spot before Mcneese State can. It's like a boxing match. I mean, if you can get your shots off first in a boxing match, you got a better chance of winning.
Well, Mcneese State is in this position because of a turnover by Villanova quarterback Brett Gordon just a few moments ago. The crossing route inside. That pass bounces off a helmet, and Tyree Broden picks it off for the Cowboys and puts Mcneese State back in business, trailing by a touchdown. 2:10 left now, and it's 4th and 1.
Hey, you see Gordon there. You take for granted that he ought to throw the ball well because he's done it so well. You forget that he's playing with a broken thumb, and that's why they got that pass, and here they are. Mcneese State with a big 4th down.
2 tight ends. Prim on the toss. Hit in the backfield.
I don't think so.
It's not even close.
Yeah, talk about beating him to the spot, Mark.
34, Jamison Young, and the free safety, Gary Johnson, in the backfield.
Well, you absolutely know. Jamison Young is going to be around the football, but you got to block everybody. Luke Walton, 44. There he is, linebacker. They're going to try and make his block right there. Doesn't. Get plays off the block. Jamison Young, a great play. Take on the block, get rid of it, make the tackle.
Mcneese today 5 times in Villanova territory. No points on offense.
Good point, Mark.
Tommy Tate scratching his head a little bit. Came in here the number 1 seed, the number 1 ranked 1AA school. And his offense just can't score any points. Raymond Ventrone of the Villanova Wildcats defense. A converted strong safety to the middle linebacker spot is the injured player on the ground.
Now, if he can't continue, that's a problem for them because he was filling in at that spot. So they'll be going to their third player as an inside linebacker for Villanova if they have to do that.
Well, that player will be Dan Silva. 6'2", 220 pounds. He's from the San Diego, California area. But Ventrone was like a heat-seeking missile out there. He hit anything that moved. You expect that from a Pittsburgh kid, though.
You've been around the Pittsburgh area.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Butler to the 20.
I don't know. Is it just me, or do you feel like this is a little bit of that March Madness? You got Cinderella, you got the #1 team struggling, you got a guy with a broken thumb, quarterback and throwing touchdown passes, guys diving, making catches. I don't know. Pretty good to me.
It's great, and there's a purity of the atmosphere as well. You're not in a multi-million-dollar stadium. You've got people here that live and breathe football.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. And the guys spend the night in their dorm rooms. They're not in hotels.
2nd and 8. Butler. Outside. Finally knocked out of bounds by Hadley Prince after a 12-yard gain. Butler, a double threat. 800 yards rushing, 34 receptions on the season.
Well, they get a game going inside. Watch Jones go inside, and that is perfect for this call. He goes inside. They just let him go that way. They've got the counter coming around. Perfect call when you catch him slanting that way, and then great speed down the sideline with Terry Butler.
Just outran the linebacker Garrison, who was unblocked in the scheme. To the sideline, to Giacomo, the fullback. A great block by Deeser gets him out to the 45-yard line.
I tell you, we were told yesterday that there was no way that Villanova could play without Gordon because everybody else feeds off of him. You see guys running down the field getting big blocks and laying out making catches. This is phenomenal.
Well, the block by Deeser was big time.
Oh, you just have to catch that at the end. Man, it's just tremendous. Good protection. You get the screen old thing going. Now watch this. Watch this block. Bam! Right there. I mean, these are just unloads right now on Ryan Garrison. Look at this.
That allows Giacomo to pick up 23 yards on the play. Split left. Gordon just throws it away.
Yeah.
They're calling for it, and they're going to get it. An intentional grounding. Tim Kinnebrew put the pressure on Gordon.
Pretty good politicking there, I mean, they reminded the officials, hey, this guy's in the pocket. He's not outside the pocket, and he threw the ball away. There's no receiver over there. He never got outside the tackle box.
Intentional grounding on the offense. Ball will be spotted at the spot of the foul. Loss of down. 2nd down.
Now remember, it's not intentional grounding if you get outside the tackle box and if you throw it beyond the line of scrimmage. That doesn't happen here. He's in the pocket. Little half roll in the pocket, and he just launches it away. Now it goes beyond the line of scrimmage, but there is nobody around.
I think he actually started outside the pocket, then was forced back into the pocket, then threw it inside that tackle box.
A little half roll. You think he got outside the box?
Well, he got forced back inside. 2nd and 18. Gordon saying he can't hear.
Well, he's got a better chance of getting that call if he's in the red zone.
Delay of game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. It remains 2nd down.
You're out around midfield. It's a little bit harder to convince the officials that it's a problem hearing. That's because the noise is worse when you're in a closed end of the field.
That's going to bring up 2nd down and a Bayou mile, or 23 yards. And after all that, Villanova's going to take a timeout. They have one remaining with 1:04 left here in the first half.
But I like how aggressive they're being. I mean, they're trying to get some more points here. They're not trying to run out the clock. They're saying, look, we weren't supposed to be here. You know, we're usually in the playoffs. We show up, we go home after the first round. Now we got a chance to get to the finals. We're going to take our shot. Yeah, they're losing themselves in this ball game. They are not going to go away easily. They're trying to make sure they squeeze everything out of this ball game.
While Villanova discusses what they're going to do, let's check in with Stacy Pates.
I have an update on a key to the Villanova defense, Raymond Ventrone. He got a big goose egg on his head. He's icing it right now. Fellow defender Jamison Young has not left Ventrone's side, and head trainer Rob Williams says he's confident that the young athlete will be back as soon as he can, as soon as the swelling goes down.
That might be sometime next Wednesday, Stace. It's a pretty big goose egg, but he is a tough kid. 93 tackles, 10 for loss, has 2 fumble recoveries on the season. Again, a strong safety. They felt like they needed more speed and more of an impact player, middle linebacker, so they moved him inside.
Yeah, as long as the helmet fits over that bruise, he'll be back out there.
Empty backfield. Blitz. Inside. And this could go all the way down to the 1-yard line. Noble Chapu. 57 yards in all.
He's one of their big receivers, 6'2", 190 pounds. Had only 24 catches coming in. Not one of their primary targets, but they get the matchup they want. They get him in the inside slot position against a strong safety. He comes inside. And he's actually faced up against the safety, Rod Gully, and he just runs that crossing route inside, runs away from him. That's a great matchup in man-to-man. You get a wide receiver against the safety.
I'll tell you what, Gordon thought he had a touchdown. I thought he did too. Butler now in at halfback. They give him the ball. Touchdown, Villanova.
Yeah, this is not supposed to happen, Mark. You're talking about the number 12 team kind of dealing right now, the number 1 team, the number 1 seed, and the number 1 ranked team.
Well, Tommy Tate is going to have a heck of a halftime speech to get this number 1 Mcneese State football team of his back at the football game. They did it last week against Montana. They'll have their work cut out for them.
Isn't that juice, that shot that Brett Gordon took, isn't that starting to wear off by now?
It should be. Adam James, good on the extra point. Total yards for Villanova, 278 yards. Mcneese State, just a $128.
Well, this third-place team out of the Atlantic 10 taking on these bigger guys and getting some push up front. Not afraid to run right at them. Reestablishing the line of scrimmage. Look at this. They get the surge. They get the line right where they want it. And Tommy Tate saying, wait a minute. These cats, these Wildcats, I thought they played basketball. Coming at them hard with the football. Straight ahead power game.
What's really interesting, we saw Gordon earlier on fumble the ball when they tried to run a sneak up under the center. What's interesting about that play is on the handoff, he didn't use his right hand. He actually handed it across his body with his left hand. And I've played with an injured thumb before in the NFL. Take a real close look at this. This is hard to do, but this is how you improvise.
Yeah.
Watch this. Look at that.
Yep. That is the wrong way. Look. See that thing? Left hand only, no right hand on the ball. I bet, Mark, he's feeling more pain right now. That shot has worn off, and he's probably thinking, I don't want to put my hand on because it hurts too much.
We talk about the tackles. We talk about taking snaps and how it hurts the thumb. When a running back clamps down on that thumb, that hurts about as bad as anything. So he's choosing now to hand off with the other hand, and I believe you're right. I think he's probably ready for another shot about now.
Yeah, he'll get into halftime. He'll take that needle in the second half. He'll probably have that ball in the right hand.
Trahan to the 36. Ryan Corcoran now trying to get this Cowboys team on the board. with more than the 7 points they've already put up with just 42 seconds left in the half. Brett Gordon, what an amazing performance. He had completions of 23 and 57 yards on that last scoring drive, all with a fractured thumb. Corcoran continues to have trouble overthrowing Trahan.
Well, it's been whoever plays the quarterback spot for Mcneese State. I mean, whether it is Corcoran or Pendarvis, they both have had accuracy problems, and they've had nothing going offensively. The 7 points you see, that was a pick six. That was a defense. Defense put those numbers up there.
Brings up a 2nd and 10. Corcoran almost throws the interception. Terrence Taylor, the man that got his hands on the ball.
And Mark, he was lucky Taylor knocked it down, because had that ball been thrown, it would have been picked off. They were playing a robber coverage, and there was a guy sitting in the middle waiting for that ball to come. Corcoran was fortunate it was knocked down.
They've completed only 5 of 15 attempts today, Mcneese State, for 38 yards. And they elect to go to Trahan on the draw on 3rd and 10.
And I think that's a smart decision. That's a smart decision because something bad was going to happen the way this series was progressing for them. They need to get out of this half and regroup.
Should just remind everybody that coming up at halftime, there is another Division I AA semifinal game between Western Kentucky and Georgia Southern. We'll have live action from that game. Dr. Jerry Punch and the fellas.
And Western Kentucky had to jump into that ball game minus some starting players. Had some suspensions from last week when their altercation with Western, I believe it was Western Illinois, they had a post-game fight.
We should also remind everybody that Mcneese earlier this year beat Western Kentucky fairly handily.
Yep. Western Kentucky, that's Jack Harbaugh's team. Jack Harbaugh, former Michigan assistant, guy played for back at Stanford years ago, and his son is a well-known quarterback in the NFL.
And now a coach in the NFL. Cook shakes it off the foot, and it'll be down at about the 34-yard line.
Hey, you know, you talk about Brett Gordon and the day he's had. If this holds true, he's got a problem next week. I mean, if they win and he gets to a championship game, he's got a sister getting married next week, Caroline, and I believe he's got a problem if they play in a championship game. How's he going to get to the wedding?
I don't think it's a problem for him. I think his biggest problem is how to get the swelling down on that thumb between now and next Saturday if they play.
Well, Thursday he'll be in Chattanooga for the Walter Payton Award presentation. He may win it, may not win it. And there's a wedding on Saturday at 1 o'clock, championship game on Friday night. So they've got a dilemma if they get there.
Well, that's going to do it for the first half as the clock ticks down to 0-0. And the Cinderella team, Villanova, ranked 12th in the country, seeded number 4 in this playoff, finds themselves up 2 touchdowns over number 1 ranked Mcneese. The Cowboys in a similar situation a week ago against Montana, and they found a way to score 24 second-half points. We'll have more of the second-half coverage coming up.
Making a call? Don't get burned by a high rate. Get Minute Pass.
With Minute Pass, I know I get cheap rates because I buy my minutes up front.
Just pick the size that's right for you, with rates as low as 6 cents a minute.
Home or away, Minute Pass has you covered.
And my minutes never expire.
When I need more minutes, I just recharge my Minute Pass and get bonus minutes every time.
Buy one today. Call, click, or visit your local Target.
Minute Pass, your pass to a great low rate.
We can make it happen.
These people are planting the seeds of the future. So am I.
She's learning about a world she never knew existed. So am I.
In more than 80 nations worldwide, Catholic Relief Services is showing people how to harvest more food,
care for the ill, and much more. But we need people like you to take action.
To take action. To write your congressperson.
Vote, pray, and yes, contribute. Click or call today for a CRS Action Kit. Together, we can make it happen.
There's no line of communication more critical to your business, your workflow, your customers, and your success than the one that links them all together. And who can you count on for that? Verizon. For everything your business needs to stay in touch and get more done.
So sign up for Verizon Long Distance now and get 500 free minutes. Call 1-866-YES-2LD and move your business ahead.
Make progress every day. Verizon.
All the difference. Craftsman, the #1 tool brand in America, is always adding new ideas, innovations that make tools better. Take the Craftsman ratchet clamp. It has a patented design. The ratchet mechanism lets you control the pressure, so you can work on most any surface without causing damage. This innovative clamp gives you just the right grip for anything from rough woodwork to fine china. The swivel jaw pads open 2 1/4 inches wide and pivot for a solid hold even on odd-shaped work pieces. Plus, with this fingertip release and comfort grip handles, just one hand gets the job done. It's perfect for small jobs and big. The patented ratchet clamp, a Craftsman exclusive, just $19.99 for this 2-piece set. Yep, smart additions truly make a world of difference. More proof that Craftsman makes anything possible.
Call now for the Craftsman 2-piece ratchet clamp set for $19.99. 1-800-266-7600.
So if I ran an online trading company, here's the way it would work. You'd make your trade, you'd pay the fee, a standard fee, no order handling fees or share limitations. I guess I'd run it like Ameritrade.
At Ameritrade, every online equity trade is $10.99, including stop and limit orders. No handling fees, no share limits, no gimmicks. Ameritrade, what's your share? Open an account at Ameritrade.com today and get 25 commission-free internet equity trades, and you could be trading the same day you apply.
Personal commitment to a group effort. That's what makes a team work. Not skill, not size or strength, but one group fighting for one goal. Together. That's victory. That's a team. The NCAA Fall Championships on ESPN.
Reese Davis with you in the studio. Georgia Southern and Western Kentucky going at it in the other 1AA semifinal, trying to earn a spot in the championship game. And the Hilltoppers have really taken control of this game. Jason Michael going in on the sneak just a few moments ago to put Western Kentucky and Jack Harbaugh's team up by a count of 24-7 in Statesboro. And frankly, the Eagles have a problem now. They are mired in a ground attack. They don't throw it very well, and time is starting to run out. We'll see if Mike Sewak's team can rally and get things going. They are down 17 points now. Let's take you out to Statesboro. Dr. Jerry Punch and Randy Wright on the call. Guys?
Matchup should be favorable.
And 5:30 left here in the third quarter. 17-point differential between Western Kentucky, the underdog, a huge underdog coming in, the Cinderella story, a 15th ranked Hilltoppers make it to the semifinal for the first time ever. First time the school has played 14 games in a year in school history. Trying to hold on, and Williams will throw it back to the Z-back. Or check that. That is Carl Kearney, again the wide receiver, who will go up and be out of bounds just about a yard shy of the first.
Take a look at the throwback screen as Williams sets his feet, throws back. But then you see Jeremy Chandler, number 20. What a nice job he does coming up and tackling one-on-one. What Western Kentucky doesn't want to do is give up the quick score. If they're going to give up some yards, that's okay. Don't give up the big play. Make them score and take time off the clock.
Take a look. They have not thrown the ball very much in the postseason, only 4 times. But they're having to get it done now through the air. 3rd and a yard. After less than a yard, they will fake the handout, give it inside. They started to fake it to the fullback. Great read by Chaz Williams, and Jermaine Austin will have the first down.
This is really where Western Kentucky needs to stay disciplined. They've been disciplined this entire game. Don't get away from that. Don't try and make a play. Don't try and think Georgia Southern is going to throw the ball or do something different. Stay with your focus. Stay with your assignments, and don't give up the huge play.
Best drive of the second half thus far for the Eagles. That pass completed to Meyer, still on his feet inside the 35. Will be shoved out of bounds. And Georgia Southern starting to get untracked a little bit offensively through the air.
Well, they're mixing things up, and this is a pass, but really it's just another way to get the ball to one of your backs on the outside. You see Walden there doing a nice job of blocking, and one thing you saw on this play you haven't seen a lot today is a missed tackle by a Western Kentucky defender.
1st and 10. There's a look at Myers out of Powder Springs, Georgia. Best game of the year for Myers, 141 yards rushing against Jacksonville State in the final regular season game of the year. Williams back to throw again, getting some pressure, has a receiver and can't get enough time to get it away. Well, Georgia Southern needs some luck, and they maybe have something that'll give them a little bit of luck. Right, Mike Gleason?
That's right, Doc. This might look like a little creek or a drainage ditch to you, but it's known as the beautiful Eagle Creek. You see, Irk Russell, the pioneer of this program, the first coach, he wanted to make the best out of everything you have. He was trying to convey that thought to his players. So he went down, he scooped up some water. As you can see, some of the fans still do it. He brought the water to Northern Iowa in 1985, sprinkled it on the field. They won the game 40-33, and a tradition was born here. And Doc, I'm told some of the players actually jump in that creek and roll around for good luck.
Mike, the water looks yummy. I thought you were going to jump in, Mike, and show us maybe how it works. We're waiting.
No, they say there's some water moccasins in that little creek.
Great report, Mike, on the luck of Eagle Creek. As the luck starting to turn, so is momentum turning in favor now of Georgia Southern.
Well, Georgia Southern is starting to have some success the way Western Kentucky did in the first half, and that is mixing the pass in with the run. Take a look at this quick pitch. Nice job by Williams getting that ball out there, then takes the hit after he throws the ball, but enough separation there for Davis. Good room. Nice job seeing where the hole is and picking up those positive yards. It's the mixture of both the run and the pass that has enabled both offenses to move the ball.
10th play of this offensive drive began on their own 20-yard line. Again, the pitch. This one to Austin. Has some running room. Cuts it outside 15, 10, 5, 3, 2, and he's down at the 2-yard line. Great effort by the redshirt freshman player of the year in the Southern Conference, Jermaine Austin.
Well, we talk about how hard a runner Austin is, only 5'7". Again on this play, what we saw earlier, some missed tackles by Western Kentucky. Big hole, but right there, the missed tackles. When you have missed tackles and you're giving up 5, 6, 10 extra yards close to your goal line, you never can make that up again. You've got to play option football one-on-one, bring the guy down one-on-one.
Give a call to T.J. Anderson, a great block from this slot back position. Inside handoff, Austin to the goal line, and he will be stopped shy as Carl Maslowski there makes his 5th tackle of the day. Well, a couple of upsets in the making here as we have Western Kentucky up 24-7 and Villanova getting it done down in Lake Charles. How about the folks at Villanova? 21-7 over top-ranked Mcneese State.
When the intensity goes up when you get into playoff football, you can throw a lot of the pass out. It comes down to who shows up that day.
And they're signaling touchdown, but unfortunately the officials are not. As Chaz Williams tries to go across following his center, Charles Clark, the all-conference center. Patrick Reynolds, the big right end there to make the stop.
Really important, Doc, that Georgia Southern gets this ball into the end zone. Here we're coming down to the end of the 3rd quarter. They're going into the wind. They're going to have the wind in the 4th quarter if they do need to throw the ball. So going into the wind, they got to get 7 here.
3rd and a couple of inches for the Eagles. And Williams dancing around. He can't get back to the goal line. Great effort by Carl Maslowski, the right inside linebacker.
Well, now it's going to be 4th down. I think they don't have a choice here. They have got to go with this, and they've got to run the option to the outside. We talked to Chaz Williams yesterday, and in talking to him, we said, if it's 4th and 1, 4th and 2, what's your favorite play? He said, option right.
All right, let's see if he calls his favorite play, 4th and goal. Here they go, option right, the pitch to Austin, and he will not get there. What an effort by Sherrod Coates, the senior out of Boynton Beach, Florida, the first team All-Gateway Conference selection. And wow, efforts by Georgia Southern. They get shut out. What an effort by Western Kentucky's defense.
Boy, as you said, Doc, just a great effort. They took Georgia Southern's best play twice and stuffed it.
14 plays, no points for Georgia Southern as Western Kentucky holds at the goal line.
Wow, still 16 and a half minutes, a little more than that left, but that might have been a backbreaker for Georgia Southern. Western Kentucky still up by 17 after that goal line stand. Another road team doing quite well in the 1AA semifinals. The Wildcats of Villanova, led by Brett Gordon, up by 2 touchdowns. More from the 1AA semis when we come back.
Splish and splash. Splish and splash. Now your pasta's going down the drain, and your family's got hunger pains. Not anymore. Introducing Pasta Pro Cooker, the spill-free way to cook, drain, and serve perfect pasta. Pasta Pro is lightweight, fits any stovetop, and drains the water, not your pasta. Watch. Just place in your favorite pasta. When it's ready, turn the lid to the locking position. Then easily pour the water out and keep the pasta in. It's that easy. Now you can cook, drain, and serve mountains of spaghetti all in one saucepan. Quickly prepare tasty macaroni and cheese for the kids. Or create a delicious linguine with clam dinner with no extra dishes. Pasta Pro's unique locking lid assures you of a safe and steady pour. It's so dependable, not even a heavy sack of potatoes can remove the top. Hey, that strainer can ruin your ravioli. But not Pasta Pro. It's perfect for delicate cheese tortellini, stuffed spinach ravioli, or bow tie pasta. And watch this, brown sirloin beef. Then easily drain the fat. Add your special ingredients, and you've got a pot of hot chili without the mess. Pasta Pro is ideal for boiling corn on the cob, fresh boiled lobster. You can even cook, drain, mix, and serve mashed potatoes all in one saucepan. And with a durable non-stick surface, cleanup's a breeze. Stop juggling with plates and strainers. Order the Pasta Pro Cooker with the quick and easy recipe guide for just $19.95. But wait, there's more. We'll include this amazing cheese grater. Coarse grate Parmesan cheese with ease. Shred mountains of mozzarella on a pizza. Or finely grate chocolate for dessert toppings. Yours free. And if you're still not convinced, we'll include another Pasta Pro Cooker free. Prepare eggs for egg salad sandwiches or pasta for 2. Yours absolutely free. This incredible $60 value is all yours for just $19.95. So call now.
Call 1-800-398-9922 and order the Pasta Pro for just $19.95. This incredible offer won't last, so call 1-800-398-9922. Order now.
I have to focus. Gather everything I've learned. All my successes, all my sacrifices, all my pain, and concentrate that energy into one moment. That's the moment I'll use every single day of my life. There are 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
Reese Davis, Trev Alberts, Mark May with you in the studio. We just saw Western Kentucky come up with a goal line stand. Getting ready in just a few minutes to start the second half between Mcneese State and Villanova. Mcneese State down 21-7, Mark. The only touchdown they have came on defense. What do they need to do to get the O going?
Well, Tommy T's got to get his offense settled down. When you cross the 55 times and all you get is 0 points, you've got to find a way to settle down offensively. First, you can't turn the ball over. Second, you've got to execute offensively and get first downs. You've got to calm your troops down. Just get first downs, and we'll score touchdowns and points after.
You've got to give credit sometimes to the other side. How about Nova's defense? The best defense in the A-10. They're doing a lot of different things up front. 3 defensive linemen. They'll take the linebackers. They're stemming them, moving them in and out, and I think they're confusing McNeese State. Why are you looking at me like that?
That's all right. That's a great comment, Trev.
Responsible opposing views. As
Nova's defense is playing great.
We've got a lot more coming up on a terrific Saturday here on the Family of Networks. Don't forget the Heisman Trophy presentation presented by Wendy's, 8 o'clock Eastern Time over on ESPN. And that is followed by the Junction Boys. movie made out of Jim Dent's spectacular book. That's at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, the story of Bear Bryant taking Texas A&M out to Junction, Texas. Villanova and Mcneese State, they're at the half. Second half's not too far away.
For tough jobs around the house, reach for the tool set more mechanics come home to.
Gear Ratchet.
Gear Ratchet, the world's most flexible ratchet set, delivers the added speed, torque, and strength of a professional set. Gear Ratchet's innovative through-hole socket design makes reaching nuts on long bolts easy. Even worn, rusty fasteners are no match for Gear Force technology. And Gear Ratchet works with any 1/4-inch or 3/8-inch drive socket. Plus, the dual-position extension lets you reel in those hard-to-reach fasteners. Gear Ratchet, the world's most flexible ratchet set, is available through this special television offer in the complete 71-piece set for only $49.99 or this handy 21-piece version for just $29.99. Get one for the house and car and one for the boat. Call 1-800-762-3048, go online, or stop by any participating Sears store. Gear Ratchet, get it done fast, get it done right the first time. Call now.
I swim the 200. I study sociology. I grind out laps. I cram for tests. I race nationals. I take finals. And when I finish, I'll be ready to start. There are 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and we're all training to perform in whatever we go on to do.
It's 25 days of animated classics, holiday movies, and much more. The 25 Days of Christmas, December 1st through the 25th on ABC Family Channel.
Brought to you by Willow Grove Park, featuring 130 shops to fill every holiday need. A shopping fantasy come true.
CNAs, we got more game. College hoops. What's it all mean? More jam, slams, and dunks. Got it? Get it. CN8 College Hoops all season long. We got more game on CN8. Tune in, jam out. Legendary play-by-play announcer Merrill Reese, along with Harry Gamble, talking everything football. There's no better way to get revved up for game day. The Pro Football Report with Merrill Reese and Harry Gamble. Tonight, 11 Eastern on CN8.
Brett Gordon over 200 yards passing in the first half. Villanova on top of Mcneese State 21-7. Second half not too far away from getting underway down in Lake Charles. And in Statesboro, they're just about to start the fourth quarter. And Eagles are in a world of hurt, down 24-7 in Western Kentucky. The Hilltoppers just came up with a goal line stand. We're going to get you out to further action in 1AA in just a moment. Over on ESPN, the Division II National Championship game just about to kick off between Valdosta State and Grand Valley State. And of course, we've got the Heisman Trophy coming up later tonight, and you are still convinced that the running back from Penn State will take home the hardware?
Absolutely. He really righted the ship at State College for Joe Paterno. 2,000 yards rushing, over 8 yards per carry. And Trev doesn't believe this, but I'm telling you, Larry Johnson deserves the Heisman Trophy, plain and simple. He's earned it this season.
Put words in my mouth.
You don't think he deserves it? Do you think
I think he's a fantastic player. No, he doesn't deserve the Heisman Trophy because in big games, when they needed him to perform, he didn't perform. That's why Brad Banks should win the Heisman Trophy. The biggest games, playing at Michigan. Heck, he won Dallas Clark to Mackey, for crying out loud. Brad Banks should win the Heisman Trophy.
Against their rival, the Iowa State, they lost that game, correct? That was a big game?
Okay, that was in September.
We've got a big game going on down in Lake Charles. Mcneese State is down a couple of touchdowns to Villanova. 21-7. Brett Gordon had a huge first half. Let's get you down now for the kickoff of the second half.
All right, thank you very much, Reese. As you mentioned, the Wildcats in a shocker after one half of play up 21-7. Mark Malone along with Rod Gilmore, Stacey Fates on the sideline for us. We said the only question for Villanova was the trigger man. They had the kind of offense that could compete and perhaps knock off Mcneese.
Yeah, Brett Gordon.
Yes.
But nobody said it was going to be easy if you try to play with a broken thumb. And that's what he did in the first half. Okay, so it was a little rough early on. Well, you expect that. Use the left hand because the right hand hurts. You got it shot up with Novocaine or Myrocaine or whatever kind of cane it is. You have trouble handling the ball. But you come back, you find your tight end, Matt Tiller, for the touchdown. But it doesn't always go smoothly. He loses the ball again, comes right back, pick 6. He got it going the other way with Fairchild, but he hangs in there. He's a warrior and a battler, comes right back, touchdown pass to Chaz Brown. The broken thumb has been a problem, but he's overcome it enough to put them up 21-7. You see the first half numbers, 15 of 26. The 2 interceptions because the ball's slipping out and throwing the ball off of somebody's helmet.
But again, Mcneese has also turned the football over, so it hasn't hurt Villanova too badly. Villanova won the toss and deferred, so they will receive here in the second half. Marino, a high kick. Gibson to the 27-28-yard line. Show you the stats from the first half. And it's been pretty much all Villanova, as you might expect. 232 passing yards, and again, 5 turnovers between the two teams.
Yeah, but the thing that stands out, Mark, how about that? 38 yards passing. And you just got to get more production if you're Mcneese State.
Well, you're looking for big plays in games. So far, plays over 10 yards, Villanova 12, Mcneese 3.
That explains a lot.
Gordon, who we were told would have another ejection at halftime, works from the shotgun and hands it off inside. Royal with a tackle.
Or what you need from Mcneese, if you're going to win a championship, is you got to have your defense step up. Now, they've been great all season long, but today they've given up the yardage. 232 in the air, a total of 277. That's more than they give up on average each time they go out and play. So Brent Gordon has done a job on a great defense.
Lance Guidry, the defensive coordinator, will no doubt come out pressuring here in the second half as we see the corners press across the board. Gordon overthrows Deeser. And that'll bring up 3rd and 9.
Mark, you mentioned halftime, you go in and you get another shot. Now remember, that's a fine thing you got to do. How much juice do you give him so he still has enough feel for the ball and enough to take away the pain? That ball got away from him. I suspect it's going to take him a little time to figure out how comfortable he is with the ball and if he got the right amount of painkiller in the hand so he can still feel it just enough to throw it.
And as you mentioned in the package here before we started play in the second half, he had trouble early in the first part of this ball game. Dodges some trouble, gets it outside to Chaz Brown. Tackle made by Royal, and that'll bring on the punt team.
Yeah, how about Royal? I mean, he's out there on a wide receiver. He's 240 pounds. He was a linebacker at Florida, transferred here, and he loves it. I mean, he's a great player because he's so big and so fast. You don't expect to see players his size in Division I AA.
Leads the team with 136 tackles, 18 for loss. And they had 5 sacks to that total as well. This is only the second punt for Villanova on the day. James sends it deep to B.J. Sams, the 27. Cuts it back. Finally brought down at midfield.
This is a chance for Mcneese State to get their offense going because they really struggled in the first half. Problem, accuracy of the quarterbacks. Whether it was a starter, Scott Pendervis, or Ryan Krikorian, it didn't matter. Deep balls. They had guys open, didn't get it done. Once again, running game, yeah, they got some yards inside, 96 for the first half, but no big runs. As Mark talked about, they didn't come up with the big plays in the offensive side of the game. They've got to get some big plays either on the ground or throwing the ball.
As they did last week against Montana, they start with Pendarvis again in the second half. Jacob Prim at tailback gets the handoff to the 45-yard line. Prim taking over for Vic King, who went out with a knee injury in the first half.
Well, and you wonder, this rotation of quarterbacks, they're searching. They're trying to find a guy who can get into a rhythm and get it going. Pendarvis started, didn't throw the ball well. He was 4 of 7. Krikorian came in, he was no better. They missed deep balls. They both had their chance at big plays, and they missed them. There's another one.
That one intended for Martin. And B.J. Sams also in the area. Overthrew them so badly, I'm not sure which one he intended to throw it to.
Well, you tell me. Are they pressing so much because they've had so much trouble? Is that it?
There's no doubt about that. I think when you have a game of this magnitude on the line and you're coming off a bad performance the week before, you want everything to be perfect, so you press. Now, if you're a linebacker and you need to run through the wall, that's not a bad type of mindset to have, but not as a quarterback. The reverse. To Sands. Makes a defender miss. And finally tackled at the 28-yard line. Darnell Green on the stop.
That's a great call. You need something to get you going. You're not getting it traditionally. You can't get it with a drop-back pass. You're not getting big plays off the running game. Trickeration.
17 yards on the game, but you're going to add to that because there's a flag on the play.
Now, defensively, Mark, you tell yourself, these guys can't throw on us. So you start looking for other things. And you want to invite them to throw because you know you've dominated them in the passing game, and your secondary guys ought to be thinking about taking chances.
Well, right now I put about...
Accidental face mask on the defending team at the end of the run.
Well, right now I put about 4 or 5 guys on B.J. Sams. He sparked the comeback last week. And
5-yard penalty to be assessed from the end of the run. First down.
I'd be yelling reverse.
Yep, stay home, stay home. And they should have been home. They really should have been home. And I think you're absolutely right. And there's another reason. When your quarterbacks aren't accurate, I don't think you want to focus on trying to hit Jermaine Martin, the flea, the smaller receiver who's only 5'5", 5'6". You got to be real accurate, and these guys are struggling today, so look for your taller receivers.
Sams, 3 reverse carries today for 39 yards. They fake the reverse this time and hand it off to Prim, who bangs his way down to the 17-yard line. Darrell Adams on the stop.
You get inside the red zone, how about the offensive line? I mean, that becomes a big key for Mcneese State. A bunch of big guys, 300-pounders, Davis in the middle, Sawyer to the right, Roden to the far right, the right tackle, 300-pounders getting it done. They need them to step up. They're all seniors. You expect them to carry the load for you.
Luke Lawton, the fullback, gets the quick hitter down to about the 15. And all of a sudden, you start to feel a little momentum shift here. The fans are starting to get into it. 5 trips into Villanova territory today, but no points offensively. Remember, the only points on the board came from the pick 6 from Fairchild.
Yep.
Third and 1. Back to Lawton. And he drives forward past the 15-yard line. Terrence Taylor hauls him down. It looks like it might be enough for a first.
Looks like they got it.
Well, they're getting their power going. They're right side everything. They're going where the seniors are and the bigger seniors. They're trying to exploit that side now. And I think there's been a challenge issued at halftime by the coaching staff to that offensive line.
And really, this is their personality. They're about 6 inches short. And there's no question here what Tom Tate's got to do. I think you've got to run the football. You're a power team. That's been your personality. You've dominated people in 1AA football all year long. You've got 6 inches. If you're going to win this game and go to Chattanooga, you've got to pick up this fourth down.
I'm going to disagree. You know why? Because they've struggled and they don't have any points. They haven't gotten anything. I think at least a field goal would help these guys get some momentum. They haven't done it, and they've gone for it on 4th down. They made it once, and they missed it another time.
Their field goal kicker, John Marino, 12 of 20 this year in field goal attempts.
Okay, never mind.
6 inches. Sneak. There it is off the right side. More than enough. They strip the ball. Jamison down the left sideline. Prim and chase. But the officials now are going to say no. The ball is dead. The ball is dead. Jamison Young thought he had a touchdown. Instead, Mcneese will get a new set of downs from about the 12-yard line.
I don't know. If you're Andy Talley, you're wondering, wait a minute, how can that happen? I didn't hear a whistle. Where was the whistle? That's what he wants to know. Nobody blew it dead. He was waiting on the whistle.
They're going to say here, I'm sure, that forward progress had been stopped, and indeed it had. But you're right. We didn't hear a whistle up here either.
Yeah, where was the whistle?
The ball carrier was ruled forward progress at down by forward progress. First.
All right, let's go back and see if we can hear a whistle. Now I hear a whistle. I hear a whistle when he's 30 yards down the field.
Spilled milk now.
You know, there was no whistle when the ball came out.
On the left side of the Villanova defense jumps.
Offside, contact by the defense. 5-yard penalty. It remains first down.
What a big turning point this will be. This could be a big turning point because otherwise 28-7, whistle not blown, and Talley is still saying if he was down by forward progress, where was the whistle?
Trahan up the middle and down to the 2-yard line. Raymond Ventrone, who left the game with that knot on his head late in the first half, makes the stop.
Yeah, this is a sudden change situation for the defense, and they have not yet responded. They got the penalty, and then you get a run up the middle. But when you have a sudden change, it's like running back on the field after a turnover, and you got to make a stop. It's a mental approach. Right now, Villanova defensively is down mentally, I think.
I'll tell you what, he qualifies for a baby rhinoceros with that hook coming off the middle of his nose right there. That is a lump. You don't think that's a tough kid?
Yeah, see, a strong safety. Lumps don't matter to strong safeties. And there's no way Ventrone can go to the sideline when his quarterback is playing with a broken thumb. And quarterback's like, I'm taking a shot. I'm out here playing. You got a lump on your head. I know you're going to play.
Played at Chartiers Valley High School outside of Pittsburgh. He's a strong safety. They just moved him to inside linebacker. Not the outside linebacker spot, but middle linebacker. We have another flag.
It's starting to get a little chippy down there. A little talking going on. Finger pointing.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense, 5-yard penalty. It remains first.
So Mcneese gives back the 5 yards that they were given on the contact penalty from Villanova 2 plays ago. First and goal from the 8. Trahan pounds it up to the 5-yard line. Ventrone on the stop.
I think if you're Mcneese State, you're thinking, yeah, we can pound. We'll keep pounding away. That's been their personality all season. It's what they've tried to do today. Would they change their personality ordinarily and throw the ball? I don't think so because the quarterbacks haven't been accurate. 9
plays, 45 yards on this drive. Trailing by 2 touchdowns, and what's interesting is they've been able to move the ball down here without, as you mentioned, much contribution by their quarterbacks. It's been big plays by B.J. Sams. Trahan pounded it inside.
That's Jamil Butler coming off the field. Looks like he'll be back.
Butler from Norristown, PA. A sophomore with 4.5 sacks on the year. Second and goal now from the 5-yard line. B.J. Sams, touchdown, Cowboys.
He's the playmaker, and they ran this play earlier, and it was a big play for him. It's just a simple reverse. Get him started early, nice block on the edge, and then he does the rest of it himself to get into the end zone.
Dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense. A 15-yard penalty to be assessed on the The touchdown is good.
Probably got a little carried away. They haven't had much offensive production today.
Yeah, but they don't need 15 here. And sometimes officials are a little quick with that too much celebration penalty.
is their 6th trip inside Villanova territory today, their first offensive points of the game. B.J. Sams, and this kid is miraculous. He set a school record for all-purpose yards against Western Kentucky, 316 yards earlier this year.
He's a go-to guy, and they've gone to him in this second half.
John Marino now has a 35-yard kick for the extra point. Could mean a lot, and he comes through. It's good. Let's check in with Reese Davis. Reese?
It's a theme going on, Mark. Both home teams drawing closer. Chaz Williams of Georgia Southern against Western Kentucky. Oh, he finds his slot back. Zareem Walden. Zareem zooming to the end zone. And the Eagles have the ball back. Still plenty of time to go. 24-14. We'll take you back to Lake Charles after this.
Opening tip to season's end. College basketball on ESPN and ESPN2.
You look like you know trees, right? Thin trees are in this year. Didn't drop a needle. For $5 more, I'll throw in snow.
The Land Rover Holiday. Begin your journey at your Land Rover retailer, where you'll find the 2003 Discovery S from $399 a month.
Okay, crispy chicken sandwich and a Diet Coke. Would you like to add on a snack-sized fruit and yogurt parfait for $1?
Absolutely. What, am I like the millionth customer or something?
No, ma'am. Anyone can add on from the dollar menu for just $1.
This sort of thing never happens to me. Are there going to be balloons and confetti?
Well, it comes with granola.
Yes!
Got a buck? You're in luck. The McDonald's Dollar Menu. See something delicious, add it on for just $1.
Yay! Woohoo!
The Braun Synchro is the world's first shaver with a 4-way moving head, so it catches more hair and fewer strokes for a closer shave. Only it moves so fast, you can't see it, but you can hear it. And to keep it feeling like new every day, its automatic self-cleaning system thoroughly cleans the shaver and alcohol, leaving nothing to come between the shaver and your face. Braun, designed to make a difference.
At stake for those two men, a chance at a national title. Neither have had that opportunity. Andy Talley and Tommy Tate, as Mcneese has scored to get within one touchdown now of number 12, Villanova. And the fans at Cowboy Stadium have come alive. Gibson picks up the ball, finds some room, and is dragged down at the 16-yard line. Big swing here in the last possession. Could have been 28-7 ball game. Instead, we have a 21-14 ball game.
When do you hear the whistle? You don't hear the whistle until Young is about 30, 35 yards down the field, and you heard the Mcneese players yelling, blow the whistle, blow the whistle. A play is not dead until the player is down or the whistle is blown. They got job.
Gordon under center. Falls down and is touchdown back at about the 8-yard line. Let's check in with Stacey Pates.
Well, the Villanova medical staff thought they were going to have to give Brett Gordon a second shot of Marcaine during halftime, but they didn't have to do that. Remember, I told you at the beginning of the show, Marcaine is a longer-acting painkiller, so they did not have to give him another shot. They're confident that he is feeling okay. He's not too numb, but just numb enough. He's just fighting through the pain, guys.
Tough guy. He is a tough guy. He is not going to miss the opportunity to play for a national championship. Nor can this football team afford not to have him play.
You get one shot.
2nd and 18. Gibson. Hauled down at the 14-yard line by McNutt and Royal.
I know we've talked about Villanova being the underdog here. And you don't know it from the score, but you have to look at this. This is the #1 team in the country in Mcneese State in Division I AA. They were #2 for about 11 weeks. Montana lost. They became #1. They've been pointing towards the title all season long. 5 years since they've been in the national championship game.
12-1, their only loss to Nebraska. 3rd and 13. Inside to Chapin. And Chapin picks up the first down. Rod Gully on the play. Another big play for Villanova.
Presence. Nothing but presence. Watch him in the pocket. He has the presence to feel the rush and to step up, and then he threads the needle. His receiver is not very wide open. Watch him. He's got a couple guys there. Bang. Gets it right in there. Gully coming over. Almost knocked it away. But had the presence to step up in the pocket and get away from the rush.
19 yards on the play. Gibson bounces it outside. He's swarmed by a bunch of Cowboy defenders led by the free safety Gully.
Yeah, Gully turned that play in and got a piece of him. And, you know, Gully did not even make first team all-conference. And that's a guy who had 9 interceptions this season. 9. And the all-conference guys in the secondary are the corners.
And of those 9 interceptions, 2 of them he returned for touchdowns.
Yeah, they had 5 pick sixes as a team and got 1 today.
A floater, incomplete to Deeser. If you're joining us, Mark Malone, Rod Gilmore, Stacy Bates with us on the sidelines. We're here in Lake Charles, Louisiana. The Division I AA semifinal game between number 12 Villanova and number 1 Mcneese State. The Cowboys trailing 14-21.
And what Villanova wants to try and do in their passing situations like this is get a matchup with the strong safety, get their slot receiver, and they've got Brian White, this time number 7, in the slot. That's what they want. They want that matchup.
Big plays, 13 for Villanova to just 4 from Mcneese. Under pressure, Gordon throws it away. Ryan Garrison, the linebacker, number 58, applied the pressure.
Yeah, how about that? Garrison goes at 235 pounds, and Gordon is about 175, 180, and he was able to push him off and still get the ball away. But you got Mcneese State coming with a lot of pressure. They're an aggressive team. They get after him, force him out, and look at this. Watch him in this play. 235 pounds, stiff arm, gets away, and still holding that ball with that damaged thumb.
James, the punter. And it's blocked. Mcneese State has blocked the punt. Number 28, Cedric Lars. And the Cowboys are back in business.
Oh, you got to be sound in the kicking game, and Villanova has not been this season. Punting has been a problem. 8 times this season, they snapped the ball over the head of the punter, and here's another block. They just don't pop out and get the outside guy.
Great job by Lars, laying out at the point where the ball was going to be punted. And Prim at tailback. Pendarvis, the quarterback. Gain of about 3. Ventrone again with a stop.
You know, it looked to me on that block punt like the outside guy elected to take the inside guy. You always want to take the most dangerous guy, but I'm not so sure they had 11 guys out there. I mean, it looked so overwhelming out there like they were short a guy.
James bobbled the snap just a little bit before he got it off, which didn't help. Reverse to Martin this time. Villanova waiting on that. It's going to be a loss of about 8 yards, excuse me. Scott Lukash A backup safety makes the play.
Hey, Mark, let's go back and look at this. I don't think they have 11 guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I see 9 guys in the frame. 9 players. 1 more makes the punter. That's 10 guys. They're short a guy. That's why they get the punt block. They're short a guy.
That could end up costing Villanova when it's all said and done. Pendarvis to Prim. Wide open in the flat. And the big fella rumbles down to the 12-yard line.
And that was very close to being 6 points. And when you see nothing but blue shirts out there, you wonder how in the world does Ventroni make this play? Blue shirts, blue shirts, blue shirts. He's got nothing but green grass, blue shirts in front of him. Gets a little help. Gary Johnson, 25, gets in there. Ventroni comes back to help out.
So now it brings up a huge 4th down play of about a yard.
You know, their last 4th down play probably should have been ruled a touchdown going back the other way.
Now the play clock running down. Pendarvis elects to call a timeout. He and Tommy Tate will talk about it as Andy Talley elects to look on. It's a 1-touchdown ball game.
Guys are counting on me.
Gotta go.
Just one night.
Just one night.
Nice pants.
Nice pants.
Nice pants.
Hi.
Nice pants. What have they been?
Presenting Dockers Go Khaki with Stain Defender.
See?
You look like you know trees, right? Thin trees are in this year. Didn't drop a needle. For $5 more, I'll throw in snow.
The Land Rover Holiday. Begin your journey at your Land Rover retailer where you'll find the 2003 Discovery S from $399 a month.
ESPN2's presentation of the Division I AA semifinals. Brought to you by Land Rover, the most well-traveled vehicles on Earth.
Tommy Tate, the head coach of Mcneese State, after a long conference, decided...
Kick it!
No.
Kick it!
He decided to run the football on 4th and 1.
Come on, you're the number 1 seed. You've got the entire 4th quarter. Act like you're supposed to win it. Kick the field goal.
You haven't played like the number 1 seed. You're playing at home. You're a more physical football team. I say you run it down their throats.
You miss this, you're going to give Villanova momentum.
Prim, right up the middle. First down, Cowboys. Jamison Young is there, but not in time.
All right, you got that one. Your big offensive line came through for you and got it done. And that's all it was. Straight power. You said 300-pounder? Yep, you got it. You got a down block on the right side by James Roden, 295 pounds. That helps out. Mitch Sawyer, 280, going up against a defensive line of 255-pounders.
Good job by the fullback Luke Lawton on the kick-out block. Prim gets it again off the left side, down to the 6-yard line. Mike Tassay makes the tackle.
Now Villanova will continue to move their defensive line and try to get penetration. They have to be aware of the inside reverse. The play that we saw earlier with B.J. Sams coming around, they faked it that last time. They can use him on that, as they did before.
Say his knee went down at the 8, so it's 2nd and goal from the 8. Martin on the motion, pitch to Prim. Down to the 1 and fumbles the ball. number 44 looked to be to cause the turnover.
Prim was trying to stretch the ball into the end zone. You see it all the time. You know, the body is not in, but you try and stretch the ball across, and the ball came out. And then Terrence Taylor jumped all over it. Oh, what a turn of events.
Fumbled the ball from the field of play into the end zone, where it was recovered by the defense. A touchback is assessed. First down.
Now, wait a minute. Didn't I say kick the field goal?
You were a couple plays late.
But you see, you take the chance. It wasn't automatic. Watch the ball. He's trying reaching. There it is. It's out in the end zone. Taylor gets it. Villanova ball.
That's why this is a great game. That ball has points on it. You never know how it's going to bounce. Butler stopped at the line of scrimmage by Gully.
Once again, does the ball come out in the field of play and get into the end zone? Yes, it clearly does. Look at that.
Had some English on it, too. Spun back into the end zone.
You know, a lot of coaches tell you not to stretch that ball for that thing. They tell you tuck it in there, keep it riveted to the body, come back on the next down.
Bunch formation, 2nd and 10. Gordon, incomplete, intended for White. Keith Smith on the coverage.
Well, I tell you who did a nice job on that play, Hadley Prince. Strong safety, number 9 inside. They were trying to run a crossing route. He took his man and just pounded him. Knocked it off, threw off the timing, and that allowed everything to fall apart for Villanova on the timing for that play. There he is. That's your kind of guy. He's a cowboy.
Oh, Mr. Rodeo Man. I tell you, tough kid.
Oh, you know, he can climb a rope backwards.
Meaning upside down.
Upside down.
Head down towards the floor, feet up towards the ceiling.
Yeah.
30 feet up in the air.
Unbelievable.
I don't know why you'd want to do that, but he can do it.
It's a cowboy. That's what cowboys do. You climb ropes.
Gordon, over the middle. Incomplete. Intended for Chapman. Check in with Reese Davis.
Guys, Georgia Southern continuing its comeback on the 20 against Western Kentucky. 5 and change to go. Chaz Williams rolling one way, and a little throwback. Anthony Williams finds the seam, and the Eagles have cut the Hilltoppers' lead to 3. Still over 5 minutes to go. We'll keep you up to date.
Georgia Southern getting it done, getting back in without Adrian Peterson. Woo. Peterson was a great back to watch when he played there.
Jack Harbaugh sweating bullets now.
Oh, yeah.
B.J. Sands picks up the line drive with room to run. Wow, takes a big hit at the 32-yard line. And the Cowboys now have good field position, 28 yards on the punt, 15 on the return.
You don't want a line drive kick. That's not a good thing. But at least they got the kick off. They had 11 guys on the punt team that time. Remember the block kick? They only had 10. This time they got it straightened out.
That's what happens when you get one block. Those punters tend to want to get it off a little bit quicker. They don't hit it real well.
Yeah, and they also count on the sideline. Hey, you're on the team. Come out here with me.
Pendarvis, swing to Trahan with a lead blocking. Down at the 31. Gary Johnson on the tackle.
Well, you talk about Mcneese and getting it going. Second half has been a little bit better. First half, Villanova offense unstoppable. Second half, nil. Mcneese State starting to warm up a little bit, but they've been in good field position. They haven't punched it in. That fumble hurt them last time.
This quarter, Mcneese started at the 50 and the Villanova 21 and 33. And here's Trahan down the left side. Takes on the free safety Johnson. It drags him down to the 3-yard line.
And Trahan is a senior and weighs 195 pounds, and he just dragged the 175-pound Johnson about 5 yards. And watch this at the end. Johnson's got to take a good angle, has him sized up. Now watch Trahan. Shoulder into him, delivers a blow. That's finishing the run. Watch him finish the run here. Dip the shoulder, deliver a blow. Deliver a big blow.
Reminds you of Walter Payton, doesn't it? He used to run strong, and all of a sudden somebody come to tackle him, he'd lower that shoulder and take him off.
Who says running backs have to take all the punishment?
First and goal. Quick handoff, inside. To number 34, Andrew Robin. And we have ourselves a ball game.
Hard running and missed tackles. Jamison Young's had a tremendous day, but you'll watch him out here. He'll get an opportunity to go head up, and he misses a tackle. 34 on 34. Andrew Robin takes it in.
Marino, the extra point, blocked. And we have a 1-point ball game. After Mcneese capitalizes on the short punt and the return, Robin bangs it in. It's 21-20, Villanova.
I have to focus, gather everything I've learned, all my successes, all my sacrifices, all my pain, and concentrate that energy into one moment. That's the moment I'll use every single day of my life. There are 360,000 NCAA student athletes, and just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
Yeah, I have acid reflux disease. I still get a little heartburn, but it's nothing serious.
Even if you have just a little heartburn from acid reflux disease, you could have serious damage to your esophagus. What do? Call this number now, or ask your doctor about a medicine that can stop the heartburn and start the healing. Don't wait to get serious about your heartburn. Call toll-free 888-707-6787.
You can never get enough Lizzie McGuire.
No! No!
It's Lizzie McGuire, every night on Disney Channel. More advice.
What do I do? Try talking to him again. See what happens.
More reality.
Even the popular kids have stuff to be embarrassed about.
More of Lizzie being Lizzie. Lizzie McGuire, every night on Disney Channel.
Thank you for choosing Comcast.
Well, this is the difference in the ball game so far. John Marino on the extra point slips on the kick. The low trajectory, and the extra point is blocked.
Yeah, I think it was Scott Rusnick, number 99, who got his left arm up there and blocked it. But I think you're right. Marino clearly slipped.
Villanova and Brown to the 24-yard line.
Now, the field is soft. It is wet. It did rain here earlier in the week, and we were down on the field yesterday. It's muddy in places. It is soft, so it's not surprising to see some players slip down there.
You don't need a lot of power to put an extra point through. I don't know why you're trying to crank on it there. You know, it's like trying to hit that driver too far.
Your golf game's pretty good then. you pulling out the driver? I got to use that 3-wood. I need some accuracy.
Gordon under center. Pulls it down and goes deep to Butler, the running back. Tremendous catch. Another big play for Villanova out to the 43-yard line. Ashiel Fairchild, the safety.
Does this guy have a little bit of Doug Flutie in him, or what? I mean, he makes this play happen. He buys time. Receivers getting knocked off their routes, but they keep fighting and struggling. There you see his running back, Butler, staying alive, getting deep, now lay out for the catch. Look at that. Nice job.
Tremendous effort. 33 yards on the play.
You know, Mcneese State has come with a lot of pressure in the second half. Villanova was running a lot of 3- and 4-man routes. Now they seem to be going back to more protection.
Double reverse pass down the field to Deeser. Great play by number 24, Kevin Smith.
That's your all-conference cornerback, and that is what's called closing speed. He was beaten. You will be beaten as a corner, but can you make up the difference? He makes it up here. Here you see White lay it out there. Good throw, but Smith gets back to make the play. He was beaten, he recovered, and knocked it out. John Deeser had a great chance to make the catch, but closing speed is what gets you to the next level.
I misspoke. Keith Smith, not Kevin Smith. Gordon finally gets rid of it and is hammered, and we have a flag. Roughing the passer on Tyree Broden.
Yeah, and how about the way Gordon gets up? Gordon is ticked off, and he should be. It was a cheap shot. It was very late. Question is it one that hurt the right hand, the broken thumb?
No foul, roughing the passer on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the previous snap. Automatic first down.
Get frustrated chasing those guys around. You finally want to hit them.
Yeah, but you hurt your team in the process. Take a look here. The ball is going to be gone. He took a good 2 full steps. And I think that really did hurt Gordon. He seemed to have that hand close to his shoulder pads, and I think he took a hit as it got sort of smashed in there.
Blitz by Mcneese. Butler bounces it. Breaks the tackle inside the 20-yard line. Let's check in with Reese Davis.
Maybe there are some magical powers in beautiful Eagle Creek, Western Kentucky on top of Georgia Southern at home, and Jermaine Austin looking a little like Adrian Peterson, busting it to the outside, and the Eagles have taken the lead just over 4 minutes to go. Seawalk's team up by 4, trying to make the championship game.
I told you we had a little March Madness going on. March Madness in December.
All for the chance to head to Chattanooga on Friday to play for a national championship. Three wide receivers left. Gordon. Sacked by Roderick Royal at the 28.
Yeah, big guy's got speed. Not going to run away from him. But you know something? Villanova has been a great team all season long in getting first downs. Tops in Division I AA. And they continue that against Mcneese State. Mcneese State doesn't give up many. But today, 18 first downs. That keeps drives alive. That keeps Mcneese State's offense off the field.
I believe that Villanova led the nation in first downs this year. It's the 4th quarterback sack for the Cowboys today. White in motion. Nobody there. Gordon pulled down by Jim Abram.
Great coverage. He had protection. They kept 7 guys in to block. He had plenty of protection, but great coverage down the field. Nowhere to go.
3rd and 22. 25 seconds.
The 5th sack now by Mcneese. And Lance Guidry, who they won't let sit in the press box because he's just too wild. He's got his Cowboys defense playing well right now.
Yeah, that's sort of the way it goes. Defensive coordinators like to be down there in the midst of it all. Offensive coordinators, they want to be upstairs and kind of watch things.
He coaches the defensive backs, and he says, I have 5 of them. I want to look at them in the eyes. There's too many. They'll gang up on one of the other assistants. Well, that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. Tommy Tate has found again this week a way to rally his Cowboys. It's a 1-point game. Villanova leads 21-20.
You look like you know trees, right? Thin trees are in this year. Didn't drop a needle. For $5 more, I'll throw in snow.
the Land Rover Holiday. Begin your journey at your Land Rover retailer where you'll find the 2003 Discovery S from $399 a month.
The greatest duos of all time have always come in pairs. Adam and Eve, Romeo and Juliet, Beavis and Butthead. Now together again for the first time in one awesome collection, the best of Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, go for it.
Relive the golden moments with the comic masters.
Say hello to our good friend Beavis.
Yeah. What did people do before they invented TV?
Don't be stupid, Beavis. There's always been TV.
Get 4 complete volumes of the best of Beavis and Butthead on 2 double-link DVDs or VHS tapes for only $29.99.
I'm like angry at numbers.
There's like too many of them and stuff.
Call in the next 10 minutes with your credit card and you'll also get Beavis and Butthead's Holiday Extravaganza featuring But Oh Wee. And Beavis and Butthead do Christmas absolutely free. Your spirits will rise.
I love you. Come to Butthead.
You'll howl till it hurts.
Get down.
You'll be choking back the tears of joy. We guarantee you'll have the ride of your life. Or we'll refund your purchase price.
We have a winner.
So call in the next 10 minutes with your credit card to experience their genius again and again.
I have seen the top of the mountain, and it is good.
You'll get 42 incredible episodes on 3 VHS or DVDs for only $29.99.
Yes.
Cool.
This offer is only available right here.
It's a first-come, first-served deal.
So call now.
Use your credit card and call 1-800-391-2882 to order Beavis and Butthead on 3 VHS or 3 DVDs for just $29.99 plus shipping and handling. Or send check or money order to Beavis and Butthead, Department 3, Richmond, Virginia, 23280. Call now.
Redshirt freshman Adam James of Villanova waits in the wings as we begin the fourth quarter. The Wildcats facing a 3rd and 22 from the 30. Screen pass outside and almost intercepted by Jarrell Zeno. That brings up the 4th down, and given the history of the kicking situation for Villanova and the redshirt freshman, I'm not sure that they want to risk kicking it here, Rock.
I think you probably punt the ball and try and pin them down because they can't kick a field goal. It'll be a 47-yarder. The longest has been 37. And I'm not sure. It looks like they're going for it here. I think I'd play some defense. I'd play field position. I'd punt the ball and give myself a chance to pin them back.
Great confidence in Brett Gordon. Plenty of time, and overthrows his intended receiver, Brian White.
I didn't know he could get it out there with that thumb being the way it is. I didn't think he could toss the ball 35 yards. Longest we saw him do it in warm-ups was about 20. He geared this one up, got up there, had a shot, had a guy. And watch him. He'll just let loose here. You know, I still like the idea of having kicked the ball, tried to pin him down there instead of giving him the first down to 30. You only lose 10 yards, but still a chance to pin him down.
Kind of in that gray area. Scott Pendarvis back in, fumbles the snap, picks it up, and gets a couple before he's driven back. So another rough beginning here from Pendarvis as we start the 4th quarter.
But if you're Mcneese State, you understand that your offensive line started to assert itself in the 3rd quarter. Your size, your strength is starting to wear on the Villanova front that's so small. So maybe you can keep pounding them. You're only down by a point.
In plenty of time. The quick hitch outside B.J. Sams and Ventrone, the middle linebacker, knocks it down.
I tell you what, they haven't had anything going in the passing game for 3 quarters. I don't know that they're going to get it going now.
He's going to need a bigger helmet if that forehead swells anymore.
Yeah. Right there, Ventrone's going to get up. And Ventrone's not the biggest guy. I mean, he's only 5'11", and he's got hops.
3rd down Mcneese is 3 of 12 today. Oh, a strike over the middle to B.J. Sams. Breaks the tackle. Down the left sideline. Will they catch him? No. Touchdown, Cowboys. 69 yards on the play.
They ran this all day long. Simple square in, and the ball was on the money, and 3 missed tackles. But you know something, Mark? Great players with great speed can make you miss tackles. And B.J. Sams made a couple guys miss.
They're going to attempt to, when we asked Pendarvis yesterday, what would you like to throw? Do you throw the deep ball better? He said, no, intermediate routes. The hooks, the curls, the digs. Finally, they call that play as they line up for 2 points, trying to make up for the mixed extra point earlier.
And it's the fourth quarter. They should be going for 2 here.
The play action rollout. Intercepted. Darnell Green thwarts the 2-point attempt. But the Cowboys have done their damage, leading by 5 now, 26-21. Sams, 3 receptions for 90 yards, 133 total yards on the day, and Pendarvis has got his football team back in the lead.
Introducing Remington's new microscreen TCT with the only triple screen system that automatically adjusts for a closer shave with less irritation. How important is that? Well, how important is a close, comfortable shave? Remington, what a great shave feels like.
Y'all ready for this? Make me like Mike.
Like Mike is a slam dunk on DVD. Now, make your move and own Like Mike. Lil Bow Wow.
I got dogs bigger than him, man.
Like Mike. Own it on DVD and video today.
Indy Racing League driver Sarah Fisher is used to a certain level of performance and safety for everything she drives. That's why she chooses Smart Blade premium wiper blades constructed with Duotech Plus dual rubber technology from Valio for superior wiping quality and long-lasting durability. And Smart Blade is the only wiper blade with a brain. Its patented wear indicator will actually tell you when it's time to change your blades. When it's time for your next pit stop, look for the revolutionary new Smart Blade at these fine retailers.
Smart Blade. Isn't it time for a change?
Got a research assignment. 10 pages on a historical innovator.
Well, who'd you pick?
Gotta experience the man, the results of his work.
Who'd you pick?
See, the problem with your basic historical innovator is, well, most of them are historical.
Sam, who'd you pick?
Walt Disney?
Come share the excitement at our year-long celebration of Walt Disney's 100th birthday.
We need to experience Walt's Fishing on Space Mountain.
Again? Make plans at DisneyWorld.com.
It's research.
The moon is shining over Lake Charles, Louisiana, as #1 Mcneese State has taken the lead 26-21 over Villanova with 14 minutes to play. Marino sends it deep. Gibson from the 10. And pushes his way out to the 27-yard line.
Let's go back to that touchdown play. Here's B.J. Sams. He's just going to run the route inside, the dig right. Now watch. Speed makes you miss tackles. Guys will have opportunities, but the speed and the quickness makes you miss. There's one, bad angle. That's about speed. And then these 3 guys here, they still got a shot, right? No. The speed makes them have bad angles once again. B.J. Sams had a bad hamstring earlier in the year, overcame that. He's back to normal with his speed.
Coach said the only reason he's not playing at LSU is because he's not 6 feet tall.
I think LSU could have used him.
Gordon taking a shot deep. Oh, wonderful catch by Shaz Brown. Now they're saying no. They're saying no, he did not have control. He lost control when he hit the ground. What a tremendous effort.
I'd give it to him for the effort. Oh, man, did he lay out on that thing. He's got single coverage. He beats it. And he got a little help from the ground. Got his hands on it, but had the ground helped him hang on to it there. Tremendous effort, though.
change in the play. The play is blown dead. The number 58, Ryan Garrison, gets a free shot.
Yeah, I think the clock had expired. Garrison couldn't hear.
Snap. Delay of game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Now, the problem I have with that is that generally, the NCAA rules, you want to protect defenseless players.
Right.
And Gordon was defenseless. Had his back to him. Whistle had been blown. Play was stopped. He's totally defenseless. You want to protect guys.
The head referee there, Jim Lanau, should be running in to protect Gordon. If he's going to blow the whistle, he needs to run in and wave Garrison off.
Hey, he's a kid. You're on your own.
Slips and falls. Touchdown at the 15. Keith Smith.
Now, we talked about the turf being muddy. And they've been moving the launching pocket. Moving the launch point so that they can get away from the pressure. They've been sacked a number of times today. They want to get him out where he can stay and where he can throw. But in the second half, it hasn't worked. 4 of 12. And it's all about the pressure and where they brought it from.
Pressure, and as Stacy Pates told us, they chose not to shoot his finger up again in the second half. That painkiller could be wearing off. Again, time running out. Gordon calls the timeout.
And he's upset because he believes that they are running the 25-second clock, starting it awfully fast. He can't believe that he could not get started that quickly. He's got a problem with how fast they're starting that clock. He comes out of the huddle, he sees 9 seconds on it. He's wondering, when did they start the clock?
Well, with 12:53 remaining here, you can't get upset. You find yourself trailing in this ball game by 5 points. You've had momentum all day long until the end of the third quarter and here early into the fourth quarter. You just got to have poise. You got to calm everybody down, and everybody in that huddle is looking at him and Villanova.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They were feeding off of him in the first half, and now they are certainly paying attention to him in the second half. And they've got a big third down. They had trouble in the kicking game. Everything has turned the way of the Cowboys in the second half. They've got nothing go for Villanova offensively.
And with 3rd and 21, you have to do something smart here. Villanova, bad field possession the entire second half. They've had 5 possessions only into Mcneese territory once. So if you don't pick up the first down here, move the chains a little bit or move the ball up a little bit and advance it with a punt.
Yeah, I think you're right. They've been in a bad stretch, and it could get a lot worse right now and get away from it. This is typically where you're looking for a screen pass or a draw play or something like that, just to get out of the series as safely as possible.
Down the middle of the field, incomplete, intended for Brian White.
I am surprised they did not flag Hadley for a holding. I mean, he was trailing on the play. And watch him just ride the receiver. To the left of your screen, you'll see him show up. He grabs right there with the right hand. And there you see White was calling for the holding call and didn't get it.
The redshirt freshman Adams, bad snap, gets it off, and drives B.J. Sams deep, back to the 30-yard line. Sams still manages to get it out to midfield. Brian White with a tackle.
Yeah, Gordon is still ticked off. He is still unhappy with the referee. He thinks that they've got a bad deal on the 25-second clock. Cost them a timeout.
That fiery demeanor helps him have the success he's had, but again, leading this football team. You can't do anything about it. You need to move forward.
Yeah, you have to realize you're one play away. Your defense needs to step up and play. But now, let's see. Has it changed for Mcneese State? The big play get them going now offensively?
Trahan dropped for about a 1-yard loss.
You know, Mark, the one thing we haven't said much about is the fact that this Villanova defense is so much improved over last season. Last season, they gave up a lot of points. They gave up 28 points, only 17 points a game this season, and they've cut down yards going to the 4-2-5 scheme.
Second and 10. Draw play to Trahan. Hit at the line of scrimmage, spins out. Down to the 47-yard line. Gary Johnson with the tackle.
You know, you just don't see many backs do that anymore, hit and spin. You know, you have that drill in practice where the backs learn as soon as they feel contact, spin and keep going. But a lot of guys don't do it in games. You get to see it right here with Trahan. Watch the spin move. Hit and spin. Hit and spin. Here we go. Hit, spin. There you go. Take it on the right shoulder. Get out of it. Find some positive yardage.
They say he is the quickest back of the three. King was hurt earlier. They've used Tim and Trahan. This the deep ball to number 7, Huey Gardner. A backup wide receiver. 21 yards on the play.
Oh, that's when you know it's going your way. They flooded the zone with a couple of guys, ran the deep guy off, and then had Gardner run behind on the corner route, and he lays out for it. It's a great throw, too. You see, they ran him off. You saw the post flash in front.
They come right back with Trahan inside, but there's a flag on the play. Doesn't look like the same quarterback, Scott Pendarvis, that we saw in the first half, does it?
I tell you, it helps when you put the ball down where your receivers can do something with it, as opposed to throwing it so high they can't even get up there. Gardner laid out and made a tremendous catch.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty to assess from the spot of the previous snap. Repeat, first down.
Getting back to what they wanted to do. Pound the ball, and then throw it deep. Martin on the reverse. Welcome to Mcneese State University. Jermaine Martin has just scored for the Cowboys. A 36-yard touchdown run on a reverse. And after trailing early in this football game, the Cowboys look to go up by 12.
It's been fourth quarter magic, and that reverse has been a staple today. It's been their big play.
The extra point is good.
Anytime you have a guy running a reverse, secondary guys have to stay home. Free safety and corner. Right now, you know he's going. You got to yell. It doesn't happen. They aren't outside. Flea Martin gets outside, and it's all she wrote. Sometimes great speed makes you take bad angles, and Martin has it, just like B.J. Sams.
Let's check in with our sideline reporter, Stacey Bates.
Well, guys, offensive coordinator Matt Viator said Jermaine Martin is one of the best receivers he's ever seen. He shattered all Mcneese receiving records, and he plays much bigger than he is. Martin's only listed as 5'6", 147. Viator said that might be a stretch, and he actually is the guy who knocked himself out throwing a block in 2000. Coach Viator says Jermaine is truly a special athlete.
Another one of those guys that, if he were bigger, he'd be playing at a Division I school.
Yep. You can see the skills that some of these receivers and running backs have.
This is a lot like last week. When Mcneese scored 24 second-half points, they scored 26 points in the second half here today. Gibson. Out to the right side. Is hauled down at the 31-yard line. Let's take a look at the brackets here. Of course, Mcneese and Villanova playing for a chance to go to Chattanooga, and they will face Western Kentucky, who beat Georgia Southern just a few moments ago in the championship game on Friday, 6:30 Eastern Time, right here on ESPN2.
Congratulations to Jack Harbaugh for getting there, and I'm sure he's probably hoping for a rematch with Mcneese State. They lost to them 38-13 earlier this season.
Brett Gordon. Pressure. And Chaz Brown cannot hold on.
Yeah, but can Gordon hold on? Gordon got drilled, and a very, very late flag shows up just now.
Brett Gordon, who has played valiantly here today, has taken some big shots here in the second half.
It's no foul. Roughing the passer. On the defense, 15-yard penalty from the previous snap. Automatic first down.
Now, you said it earlier, Mark. You chase around a guy. Finally, you get there. The ball's gone. You want the payoff. This time, Mcneese State gets flagged for it. Keep your eyes open. This is Doug Flutie kind of run. Watch for 42 blue. There it is. That's Jim Abram coming in with a late hit.
Gives the Wildcats some hope. Moves the ball up to the 46. Gordon dumps it out to Chapin. Down the right sideline. And hauled down at the 20-yard line.
Hey, don't go away. There's no quitting these Cats. Noble Champion is a guy who's had a great day. Had a big catch in the first half. Whenever they can get the matchup in the slot, when they get a wide receiver on a strong safety, that's where they're looking.
First and 10.
The play covered 34 yards, and it's first and 10 from the 20. Here comes the blitz. Gordon, drop. Fairchild. Royal on the sack.
He's taking a beating. Brett Gordon is just taking a beating. They haven't gotten much offense in the second half, less than 80 yards. But he has been beating up. The pressure keeps coming. It's a strong safety blitz. Sometimes it's linebacker blitzes, but they just keep teeing off on him.
All 16,517 people here are on their feet.
Here they come again.
Nice pass out to Deeser. Fairchild finally hauls him down at about the 14, 15-yard line.
Yeah, he just got that thing out there. The Giacomo was the guy who was out there. Came out of the backfield. And Gordon just tried to kind of shot put that thing out there.
I am still amazed at how effective he's been playing with his fractured thumb. A gutty performance for Brett Gordon. Ball tipped by Hadley Prince, the Southland Conference Player of the Year.
He's something else. A 365-pound bench press. Guy who walked on here, had an opportunity to have scholarships elsewhere. Excellent cowboy, rodeo guy, can climb a rope upside down. Says all you got to do is Use those abdominal muscles, control your body, and push yourself up.
I could do that if I could find my abdominal muscles these days. 4th and 4. The crossing route to Chilla. Down to the 5. Rod Gully.
And that's the way it used to do at Ocean City High School back in Jersey, in Ocean City. One-handed. Big tight end. Look at that. Nice soft ball out there. And Gordon just kind of shot puts that one out there and says, okay, big guy, save us. And he does. Nice call. Way to sneak the tight end out there.
So Gordon keeps their hopes alive. 8 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Brown in motion. Ball knocked down by Jarrell Zeno.
I'm amazed that we don't see an adjustment by Mcneese State down around the goal line. Crossing routes. They get crossing routes. They keep playing man coverage, and their guys keep getting picked and bumped off. Usually teams will adjust and go zone down there so you don't have a problem getting picked off. But right now Mcneese State is saying, we'll keep running through, and you keep seeing Villanova say, okay, fine, we're going to keep running crossing routes and knock your guys off.
I think had that not been batted down, we might have had a touchdown.
Yep.
Giacomo, the lone setback. Gets the handoff inside. Touchdown, Villanova. They won't go away, Rod.
Well, he's had 2 big plays on this drive. The fullback, Giacomo, who stepped in for Cameron Cross, who's out with a knee injury. He had a big catch and then a whole lot of desire to get into the end zone there.
His dad actually a Villanova captain, football captain, back in 1977. Adam James makes good on the extra point to make it 28-33. As Phil DiGiacomo gets the Wildcats back in the championship hunt.
Indy Racing League driver Sarah Fisher is used to a certain level of performance and safety for everything she drives. That's why she chooses Smart Blade premium wiper blades constructed with Duotech Plus dual rubber technology from Valio for superior wiping quality and long-lasting durability. And Smart Blade is the only wiper blade with a brain. Its patented wear indicator will actually tell you when it's time to change your blades. When it's time for your next pit stop, look for the revolutionary new Smart Blade at these fine retailers.
Smart Blade. Isn't it time for a change?
From the fields to the factories, from the job site to the open range, we've been going to work with professionals for more than 4 generations. And whether it's our traditional Carhartt workwear or rugged outdoor wear, one thing's for sure. As long as there's work, there'll be Carhartt. Carhartt, original equipment for the American worker.
French Creek Outfitters offers a full line of Carhartt clothing.
Geico's always been about savings, but he really brought customer service to a whole new level.
We settle a ton of claims in under 48 hours.
Guaranteed claim repairs? That was his idea.
Customer satisfaction is at an all-time high.
You know what he represents? A commitment to excellence.
And he deserves this award.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Like last week, when Mcneese scored 24 second-half points, it's been a tale of 2 halves for the Cowboys. They put up 26 here in the second half of today's semifinal match.
Tale of 2 halves. You got that Dickens thing going on.
Tale of 2 halves, but they are being challenged by Villanova, who just will not go away. Andy Talley. It's the first time he's taken a team to a semifinal game, not been to a championship. Deep to Martin, who will take a knee.
Second half has been interesting to say the least. Turning point Mcneese State got all back into it when this call was not ruled a fumble. And then they just turned it over to their main man, B.J. Sams. He got the reverse point for the touchdown, and then an outstanding catch and run that put them where they needed to be before Flea Martin could just finish it off there with the scoring for them. That put them up by a couple scores. Villanova fought back on their last drive, and we got an exciting finish going on here.
Trahan gets the handoff for a cup full of tough yards off the right side.
I know one thing. If you're Villanova, you look for number 12, and you make sure you find a way to bracket him or whatever. You want a couple guys looking for number 12 on any kind of a pass route so he doesn't beat you.
He sparked the Cowboys last week with 7 catches for 147 yards and 2 touchdowns in the second half against Montana. Reverse to B.J. Sams. Inside to the 25. Let's check in with Stacy. Stace?
With Vic King out for the game, Marcus Trahan has certainly stepped up his game for Mcneese State. Now, he's getting married in 2 weeks, and yesterday someone asked him, hey, are you nervous? And his first reaction was, oh, about the game? No, they meant the wedding. You know, he's got a very patient fiance, but I think maybe if she heard that, maybe when she is hearing that right now, she might want to drop him for a loss of about 10 yards or more. But she's been very patient, and she, as I said, getting married in 2 weeks.
Well, Stacy, she better get used to it.
You can't get married during the football season.
Blitz, and Darvis out to Trahan, who lurches forward to the 35-yard line. Taylor and Green on the stop after a gain of 9.
Yeah, but how about the big fellas? Dwight Hutler, 65, left guard, getting out there leading the way. We talked about how big and strong they are and how they help with the running game. But they get out there. They get out there on the screen and open up lots of yardage. There's the big guy.
Dwight Hutler.
5 pounds.
Yeah. Trahan stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
You almost get the sense that Mcneese State is in their 4-minute offense. You know, they're saying, okay, you know, ain't 4 minutes to go in the ball game. We got to run the ball, get some first downs, but we're going to 4-minute offense right now, which means they're not trying really to score so much as they're trying to manage the clock. Run some time, pick up some first downs, bleed time off the clock.
Well, this has been their personality. A big, strong, physical football team. They got away from it in the first half a little bit. Let Villanova start to run away with the football game. But in the second half, it's exactly what they've done, Rod. They've lined up and banged it away. Marcus Trahan, who was a spark last week as well, has come in the second half as a senior and sparked this offense again.
Well, you know, you can't win a championship without having some guys step up and give you an outstanding performance when you need it.
Well, they're going to take a timeout. We'll be back with 5:15 left. Mcneese leads 33-28.
I was looking for a great deal, so I talked to a good friend of mine.
Emmett was desperate.
That's when Alf told me about 10-10-220.
I told him all calls up to 20 minutes are 99 cents.
I was reluctant to sign up for anything.
I told him he didn't have to sign up. Just dial 10-10-220. Push the buttons, man.
Thanks to Alf, I dialed 10-10-220 right then and there.
Who'd you call?
That's really none of your business.
Well.
Dial 10-10-220, then 1 and the number.
Awesome concert.
Yeah, it stinks.
Yeah, I know, it's great weed, huh? Awesome concert.
Oh, what's up, rookie?
It's an awesome concert.
I'm so stoned. Do you remember where we were sitting?
It's an awesome concert.
Yeah, what? Guys, put it down. Come here. It's real smart. Come here, put your hand against the wall. Put your hand against the wall. Turn around. Where'd you put it?
So if I ran an online trading company, here's the way it would work. You'd make your trade, you'd pay the fee, a standard fee. No order handling fees or share limitations. I guess I'd run it like Ameritrade.
At Ameritrade, every online equity trade is $10.99, including stop and limit orders. No handling fees, no share limits, no gimmicks. Ameritrade, what's your share? Open an account at Ameritrade.com today and get 25 commission-free internet equity trades, and you could be trading the same day you apply.
The window of opportunity for a chance to play for a championship in Division I AA is closing. Mcneese State leads 33-28 with 5:14 remaining. 2nd and 10 Cowboys. Trahan bangs it up inside to the 39-yard line.
That's what you expect. And Villanova is expecting that. And Gary Johnson, the free safety, cheating up, thinking in terms of stopping running plays. Isaiah Harrison, 15, strong safety, thinking the same thing. Don't be surprised if Mcneese State here, Mark, thinks about a play down the field to get those safeties who cheat up a little bit.
Pendarvis in the second half, after he struggled in the first, 5 of 7 for 114 yards and a touchdown. And they come out throwing. The reverse screen. And it's going to be close. It is going to be close. Jeff Hamilton, the tight end screen, brought down by Ventrone, right around the 45-yard line. And they're calling it a first down. They won't even call in the change.
Yeah, good calls by them. The screen pass has been effective on this series.
In Lake Charles, Louisiana, we're coming to the conclusion of the 1AA semifinal between Mcneese State and Villanova. Mark Malone, Rod Gilmore, and Stacy Pates. Chattanooga awaits against Western Kentucky this coming Friday. Pendarvis, hard yards to Trahan, and there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, that's a hold. I mean, that official quickly threw that ball, that flag, right into the middle of the pile where the holding was going on. He was so definite about it, and there's no doubt.
On the offense, 10-yard penalties assessed from the spot of the previous snap. Repeat first down.
And that play breathes life back into the Villanova Hopes.
Watch right here. Keep your eye on Ventrone. See what happens to him. He's sitting in there, wants to make a play. Oops, he's going to get tackled. You get those arms outside and wrap a guy up, that's holding.
Trahan out to the 40-yard line. Gets a few of those back. Harrison on the stop.
You know, Mark, we talked about 4-minute offense. They are controlling the ball.
Just a reminder that coming up here on ESPN2 after the ball game, we've got some college basketball for you. Number 10 Missouri at Memphis. That's coming up next after we're done here in Lake Charles.
Second and 15. You know, Mcneese State has had this football since around the 8-minute mark and has been able to control it.
The pitch to Trahan, upended, a loss of about a yard, and that's going to bring up 3rd and long. Darnell Green was in the backfield.
And Villanova used a timeout.
They have 1 remaining now.
I'm a little bit surprised that they used that timeout, considering that there's a 3rd and long situation and you got more than 3 minutes. They could have saved that timeout, probably held that, and then get the ball back with a couple minutes plus. You got something to work with.
And you remember how furious Brett Gordon was about the play clock starting too quickly and had to burn a timeout in order to keep from having a penalty of delay of game, and he went at it with the officials, and it might come back to hurt him here.
Well, I think they also wanted to remind their guys and maybe give them a blow about what to do right here in this situation.
Tonight, ESPN has the Heisman Trophy presentation presented by Wendy's. It could be the most wide-open race in Heisman history as Ken Dorsey and Willis McGahee of Miami, Carson Palmer of USC, Larry Johnson of Penn State, and Brad Banks of Iowa have a shot at, well, the most prestigious award in college football. For more information, you can always log on to ESPN.com.
All right, I told you earlier, I'd tell you what I thought was going to happen tonight, you know. I think at the bottom of the list, you got this whole Miami thing going on. You got a couple guys Willis McGahee, Ken Dorsey, they're going to cancel each other out. Split the vote.
Right.
I think that's the problem.
Right.
You know, you got Carson Palmer, USC. Not enough TV. Highlights too late. He should win it, but he won't.
You told me he was going to be the winner last week.
He should be, but he won't win it. Brad Bank won't get it because he's a guy who came on late this year, didn't know about him. Larry Johnson, 2,000 yards. You told me that last week. I've come around to
okay, I thought you had amnesia.
Oh, no.
Big 3rd and 15. Out of the shotgun. Pendarvis throws it deep. Overthrown.
Pass is incomplete. It's 4th down and 15.
Rick Broadhead was the intended receiver. Smith on the coverage.
Well, the timing was right, but he just had to slow up to get away from the corner. Watch, he just had to get away from him there as the corner cut in front of him, and that was the problem. That messed up the timing. Aaron Smith, number 4, cut in front of him, and that made it tough.
J.J. Outlaw now is back to receive for Villanova. Normally doesn't receive punts, but he is a breakaway threat. His father, Johnny Outlaw, used to play for the Philadelphia Eagles.